lowering payroll would be ideal, Hal Steinbrenner says. But then when you read the article, he says it would be ideal. Is that going to happen? No, it's not. So article over. There's no article.
They got you.
They got me. They suckered me right in.
Him, making us feel bad about how they don't turn a profit was a bit much.
Oh, did he say that?
We'll get into that. Yeah.
How much are they worth?
I don't even know.
Yeah.
A lot.
I don't know.
They could sell for $7 billion.
Yeah. Something like that.
That's the number you got to talk about.
But they got to pay, the city $100 million every February, so it adds up quickly. And he referenced the COVID year again.
Oh, that's right.
Too.
But this
They lost money.
Yes.
New mayor's going to double that.
Well, I'll tell you what, he was as fired up as I think I've ever heard him yesterday on that Zoom, which was interesting.
How long did he speak for?
I don't know.
Oh.
I couldn't tell you that.
He couldn't have said anything all that exciting if the one headline is a fake headline.
Maggie and Perloff on the Infinity Sports Network.
McCaffrey running left, has a block, cuts it up, down to the 5. McCaffrey to the end zone. Touchdown 49ers. A 12-yard touchdown run for Christian McCaffrey. His 7th rushing touchdown of the year. His 12th overall. And the 49er lead is 16-3.
Thank you to Westwood One for that. 20-9 was the final score, and it was a heavy, heavy dose of Christian McCaffrey last night, mostly because Brock Purdy threw 3 interceptions in the first half, which shockingly had no outcome on the final score of the game, but obviously they got extremely conservative in the second half. Kyle Shanahan was not allowing Brock Purdy to throw anything over 10 yards, Pearl, and it was just McCaffrey, and more McCaffrey.
Oh, I mean, honestly, they could have scored their first touchdown and basically shut it down. The Panthers were just terrible.
They were.
Bryce Young was terrible.
Yep.
Which is disappointing coming off a 400-yard game. This is the weirdest team, the Niners, right? Because they've beaten the worst teams. It's unbelievable. And they
only play the worst team.
Yeah, I mean, next year's top 10 of the draft, you'll be like, oh, I remember seeing them against the Niners. New Orleans, Arizona, Atlanta, New York Giants, Carolina now, who is 6-6, but they are clearly headed toward a losing record again. It is unbelievable that this schedule laid out. We knew it coming into the season. So what do you make of this team?
Yeah, not a real contender if I'm looking at the San Francisco 49ers. And a couple reasons why. One, Brock Purdy is kind of interesting. This game is weirdly about him and not about him, right? Because you throw 3 interceptions, but you're playing a team that their 2 best corners leave the game. One of them, J.C. Horn, we get a report from Lisa Salters. He's puking on the sideline, maybe because of concussion symptoms or something. I mean, it was weird because Brock couldn't stop throwing to the wrong team. And this time they were catching it, unlike last week against Arizona. But they also couldn't get Brock is a gunslinger without the gunslinger arm. He really should just be the timing guy, right? That's his thing. And Kyle Shanahan said it at halftime. He's got to be perfect timing system guy. And when he tries to do the gunslinger thing, his arm just doesn't have enough zip to make up for any kind of timing mistakes. That's kind of what I see with Brock Purdy. So,
but how do you know if it's not how do you know that that's not A, rust, or B, turf toe? I mean,
because I think if he was really hurt, he wouldn't be out there.
Why?
Because they have Mac Jones.
I know, but Brock Purdy doesn't care. I mean, I think that's the question. Is this the 100% Brock Purdy? He definitely missed a bunch of time, and hasn't been back that much. I mean, if it's rust, he would go out there because he probably feels okay, but it doesn't look, you mentioned timing, it doesn't look like he has the timing down right.
Well,
except for the little screen passes to McCaffrey look fine, but that's not really timing plays. So he can't be a timing quarterback without more reps, maybe? I
don't know. Brock Purdy's just a guy who will throw interceptions also. It just depends on whether or not the secondary actually wants to catch them. Here's Brock from last night. Cub foreman, he says the toe had nothing to do with the poor performance in the first half.
Toe's fine, feels good out there. It's really just seeing the play develop in anticipation and letting it rip at the end of the day. So had nothing to do with my toe.
All right. I mean, he might be lying, but, he was 1 for 8 on throws of 10-plus yards. He was 22 of 24 on throws that were 1 to 10 yards. And obviously, most of that went to McCaffrey. It's also the funny thing, Pearl, where he's throwing these interceptions. So obviously, Kyle Shanahan, I think, wanted to dial it back. But then on the flip side, Carolina's corners are going out. So you would think there would be more stuff down the field for Pearsall or I guess for Kittle, Juwan Jennings. Some of their, Kittle's not going to be like a deep threat, but, for some of their better receivers to try to go more vertical, but they did not want to do that in the second half.
Oh,
they didn't have to. But
this thing, I think it could still be rust, even if his toe is fine. He's not seeing things clearly. That might be a lack of reps. But I don't know about this reputation that he's a guy who throws interceptions. Last year, he had 20 touchdowns and 12 picks, but last year was a nightmare for the whole team. The year before that, his big year, 31 touchdowns, 11 picks. That's not egregious. It's not Aaron Rodgers, but it just doesn't feel like the passing offense is right. Because if you took McCaffrey out of that, there is nothing.
Oh, my gosh. He's their leading receiver.
And honestly, we'll get into this guy a little later, but if you had Brandon Ayuk out there, would he really be throwing all these picks, or would he be more comfortable with his targets? There's a lot going on here with San Francisco.
Okay, so I'm curious how the 49er fans feel about this last night at 888-710-4ISN. We'll get to the Panthers side of it, don't worry. But here's the other part that if I'm a 49er fan, I'm like, all right, what is this team really? Because we understand that sometimes with the 49ers, when things go wrong, they tend to go like really wrong, right?
Right, like injury seasons.
Yeah, they kind of like build up on them and stuff like that. Now, credit to Kyle Shanahan and Robert Saleh. They have found a way to win these games when they are missing so many of their defensive stars. And, Kyle Shanahan, there is a case that maybe he could be coach of the year. But I feel like I'd be frustrated if I were a 49er fan. I would kind of hate this. And this is what I'm talking about. Well, not the song. The song still slaps. But here's what I would be frustrated about if I'm Kyle Shanahan, if I'm a fan of this team. Does Christian McCaffrey really need 30 touches to beat the Carolina Panthers? When Bryce Young himself also threw 2 picks, including one in the end zone, and Bryce Young couldn't do anything last night? Like, do you really need 30 touches from Christian McCaffrey, which is, 23 rushes and 7 catches, when he's your offense?
Well, 17-9 at the end of the third quarter. That's a game. It should have been 17-10.
But then you're in garbage time where it's like funny because even though the score was never a blowout, partially because of Brock's 3 picks, they had the time of possession. They had the ball for almost 14 more minutes than Carolina last night, despite the interceptions. They led in every statistical category. They controlled the game, even though there weren't a lot of points being scored all around. Brian Robinson can't get, 5 more of those carries? Can't get 7 more of those carries? It's not like he's a disaster, Pearl. And I guess what I'm trying to say is we're just reaching Thanksgiving. If the 49ers really want to make some kind of playoff run, Christian McCaffrey is going to be the key for the offense because Ayuk's not coming back. So why do you need to potentially put more carries on him? This could have been a game late in the fourth quarter, still closing out this game where he's still running the ball hard. Those can't go to Brian Robinson. That would be my frustration if I'm a 49er fan.
Pretty close game. I didn't think that game.
2 scores. Did you ever think that the Carolina Panthers are coming back
when Bryce
in that game?
Young hit Tedero McMillan, it felt like all the momentum was obviously in Carolina's side by the end of the third quarter because the Niners looked terrible. So, yes, I did think that there was a chance that Carolina was going to come back. What were the Niners doing? When it was 17-9, I don't know why they went for 2. I guess because
they got the penalty, right?
Yeah, but when it's 17-9, it felt like Carolina had the momentum for sure. Like they definitely needed McCaffrey to close out that game. I don't think if you ask Kyle Shanahan this right now, he would. For NFL coaches, an 11-point lead is nothing to them. It's like, oh, this game is right there. Because how many times have we seen teams blow leads, especially like teams like the Denver Broncos? If the Denver Broncos are down 29 with a minute left, you'd be like, oh, they're going to win this game. This was a very close game. I don't know if there was that much garbage time.
Pearl,
maybe one drive.
Bryce Young couldn't even hit 170 yards passing last night. Their 2 best corners had been knocked out of the game. And the Carolina Panthers scored a touchdown at the end of the third quarter, and all they did was go on another 6.5-minute drive, right, to kick a field goal. Now you're up 20-9. Bryce Young throws an interception.
Right,
you still had 2 more drives in this game where it's a 2-score game. We saw a Carolina missed field goal.
That hardly feels like a blowout to me, though.
But just take that away from it for a second. Do you think that Kyle Shanahan should be more concerned about Christian McCaffrey's workload, yes or no?
Yeah, probably. But 23 carries isn't going to kill me.
Plus the 7 receptions. I'm saying this is the guy. He's your leading receiver and clearly your leading rusher.
I see what you're saying. But I totally agree, but I think that's not super egregious. I do think that was a really close game, obviously.
Fine. Close on the scoreboard.
Yeah.
Did you ever really think the
Yes,
Carolina
when-
Panthers were coming back to win that game?
Yes, when
Wow.
Carolina scored that touchdown, I honestly think the win percentage came much closer. Yeah, I thought Carolina had a good chance last night because I thought the Niners' offense looked terrible.
Wow. Do you live bet it?
No. I definitely wouldn't lie about it because Bryce Young was awful. But yeah, that certainly seemed like that was a game. You didn't think that was a game?
I did not
honestly-
think that was a game. It did not feel like a game. I saw it felt like it took the Herculean effort of all efforts to get the Carolina Panthers in the end zone last night. Like, Ted McMillan had 2 catches. I mean, Bryce Young. Now, we can go to the Bryce Young part of it. I'm curious from the 49er fans. Are you worried about McCaffrey's workload? Yes, no. 888-710-4ISN. 888-710-4476. That's one part. Then I was thinking about the other part with the Carolina Panthers. They really squandered an opportunity last night. If you did think they were in the game, that they could have taken over first place in the NFC South. Obviously, the Bucs are reeling a little bit. Not devastating news about Baker Mayfield's shoulder, but obviously, he's going to be a bit compromised here with a sprained, AC joint. What is the ceiling here for Bryce Young? Is it ever really good? Forget living up to number 1 overall pick standards or whatever we do with that. I'm just talking about, would you ever think that Bryce Young could win you a playoff game?
Is it backup or a starter? No, I mean, the big decision, even before that, are they going to re-sign him?
Yeah, I mean,
I would think no,
I was
but they're
looking
stuck
last
in
night. I'm
total
like,
limbo.
Wouldn't you be running to bet against him in the playoffs if he made it?
I don't think he's going to make it. But, yeah, I mean, it'd be kind of hard. You're not going to get good odds. They'll probably be 2 touchdown underdogs in their opening. But I don't think they make it. I think Tampa Bay probably squeezes through. I'm wondering if the last losing team to make the playoffs was the Bucs in 2023 at 8-9. Can they get in at 8-9 this year? I think there's a great chance. There's been I just looked up, there's been 6 teams with losing records to make the playoffs. We might get another one this year. The NFC South is obviously I wonder if this is a structural problem that the NFC South is so consistently bad.
Yeah, when the Drew Brees Saints were going, then they actually had a good team. When
and
Matt
the Bucs
Ryan
won the Super Bowl.
was
in
it the
20
Falcons? Yeah, Tom Brady. I guess it goes in waves, but here, think about what you just said. You are in this easy division, right? Air quotes easy. You might be being propped up a bit by this division. I know that the Panthers had the really good win in Green Bay. I still don't know how that happened, but they did. Not going to take it away from them. But I just wonder, do you look at Bryce Young and think this guy could ever win a playoff game?
Nobody does.
Yeah, right. So, if I'm Carolina, is it time to move on? Because now you're not going to have that top pick, right?
Yes.
Okay. So who should be the quarterback then? If it's so obvious and easy for you, Pearl.
So they come in at
I
was thinking about today. I was thinking about this morning. They're going to be 8-9. They'll probably pick about 16th. That is not ideal for a quarterback, but I think that you take a mid-round guy and then you keep Bryce Young for his 4th year and you let him compete. And then you build around that mid-round guy. Say a Ty Simpson or somebody's going to fall out of the top 10 who's not quite that good. I think that's your best chance because Dave Canales is supposed to be this great coach.
Yeah.
Then where's the consistent offense? Bryce Young, he didn't look totally engaged last night. That was the weird part. It's his energy was off. Felt like he was, he's a California guy, right? He's laid back, but he was too laid back last night. He threw that early pick, and it didn't seem like, I don't know. It just didn't seem like he was all there to me last night.
Interesting. I didn't notice any body language stuff. I guess you're supposed to be able to recover from these picks really fast if you're an athlete, turn the page, although we do see guys throw their helmets and stuff like that. I don't know if I don't think it's a personality thing. I wonder if it's just it's a stature thing, right? It's he looks like he can get swallowed up out there. And it feels like a miracle every time they completed a pass. It did just feel like that. And I'm not saying that guys who are 6'6" don't get balls batted down at the line of scrimmage. Obviously they do. That is all about arm angle and other things. But I don't know. I was watching that last night. I'm like, can you imagine thinking this is supposed to be the savior of the franchise? Maybe that stuff is overblown, but this is supposed to be your guy. Look at Drake May. Look at Jaden Daniels. Look at these other guys who get drafted number 1 overall or in the top 5 even. I just named 2 guys who are not drafted number 1 overall. You know what I'm saying? High draft picks, and you're expecting it's going to look different. And even if he's gotten better incrementally, it's still not nearly good enough.
You think? Last night was pretty bad.
Pretty bad.
I mean, to me, I watch him. He looks like Tyrod Taylor to me. That's what he looks like. He looks like a guy who could he play in the NFL? On a team like this, could he win 5 or 6 games in a bad division? Sure. Is he a guy who's a franchise quarterback? No. And if that's your guy that you're building around, you're not going to win much. So Carolina's going to have a big decision. I wonder if they go all in on a veteran next year.
That's what I was saying. I was wondering if Mac Jones is going to be their guy. Will they trade for Jones? It's still in the same conference, but sometimes, you don't mind trading a guy, totally different division, other side of the country. It's not like he's going to be in your division. You got to face him.
The Panthers and Jets had the same issue that the guy that they both should have got, they already had. Sam Darnold.
Oh.
Like both teams this
Or
offseason,
Baker.
in theory, they both, Baker was about years ago, but this guy was available, and both teams needed a quarterback, but they couldn't go to the guy that was the best available quarterback because he already failed there. I mean, that to me,
couldn't run it back.
He would have been the obvious choice to come back. I mean, if he was on this Carolina team, they're winning this division. Easy. Look at how their defense played last night. Look at how they were able to run the football throughout most of the season. They got something there. It's just the quarterback play is just too average.
Wait, I don't understand. What's the difference between Sam Darnold and Baker Mayfield?
No, just that Sam Darnold was available this fall. He was a free agent.
To bring him
Baker
back.
Mayfield's under contract.
I'm talking about
to bring him back this year.
Right,
I thought you meant keep him while he was
both
there.
The Jets and the Panthers.
Yeah, but that's what I
clearly need a
wonder.
quarterback.
Mac Jones, for example, like what makes you think Mac Jones won't just be Sam Darnold, Baker Mayfield in Carolina? It could be that. That seems
New
a little.
coach.
Is anybody
Different.
betting on Mac Jones in Carolina? That feels like Mac Jones in Jacksonville. It seems related. That is not exciting a fan base to me.
Okay, well then who do you trade for? Shador? Like
I would honestly draft a guy and keep Bryce Young. That's the thing. You're in bad limbo. And the other thing, too, is does this franchise, I'm not sure they have a plan. Feels like they're going to be lost in limbo for a long time.
888-710-4ISN, 888-710-4476. Okay, so a couple things on the table for you. The 49ers win this game 20-9, but are they misusing Christian McCaffrey? Do you need 30 touches for McCaffrey to close this one out? That would be a question I would be asking. Brock Purdy with the 3 interceptions. And do the 49ers really, is it just a function of the week schedule? Are they actually a good team, or is this just a lot of scheduled W's?
Question on top of that. All that being said, Kyle Shanahan's, everyone makes fun of him. He's such a good playoff coach. I would be very careful seeing that team early in the playoffs. That's all I'm saying is I know they look bad and they're going to get wins over Cleveland, Tennessee. Kyle Shanahan has one of the best winning records in the postseason in the NFL. You put him against who are they going to be competition? The way the Packers are playing, the way the Eagles are playing. If the Cowboys snuck in or something like that, I wouldn't count the Niners out. They could easily win 1 or 2 games.
888.
But I agree though they don't look good because of the competition. But then again, Shanahan is a great coach, so we'll see.
888-710-4ISN, 888-710-4476. Yes, at Cleveland next week, and we'll get into whether or not the 49ers are actually going to be whole for that game. That's a dust-up at the end of the game that may result in a suspension, so we'll get you the details on that and what Kyle Shanahan had to say about everything. Okay, lots more to do. We'll unpack the Brandon Ayuk stuff as well, all the drama surrounding San Francisco, and we got some Cowboys things for you to boot. It's M&P. Let's go.
You're in a 5-minute break. Four minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Four minutes remaining. 3 minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Three minutes remaining. Two minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Two minutes remaining. One minute, 30 seconds remaining. One minute remaining. "45 seconds remaining. "30 seconds remaining. "15 seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
I don't like the sound of this. What's going on here? That's the Cowboy Quickie music. Feels like you're trolling me because the Cowboys came back and beat my Eagles, but they're still. I mean, that was a long time ago, guys. What are we still talking about that game
this
for,
was
Maggie?
Absolutely planned. This was a diabolical idea by me, by yours truly. Thank you very much.
Cowboys. I mean, that's ancient history. I thought we've moved on. They have a game in 2 days.
All the way since Sunday.
I know, 48 hours ago. No, we're still talking about it. So we did not get to this yesterday, which means we are definitely getting to it today. Here is Michael Irvin, Cowboys legend, going absolutely ballistic after the Cowboys came back and beat the Eagles.
Oh, my God. seen a clip of Michael Irvin just yelling for 30 seconds.
That's just Michael Irvin now. Do you notice? This is him on the Miami sidelines. Now he's with the Cowboys just screaming. We actually have more. There's more from
More
Michael
screaming?
Irvin. Yeah, more screaming, but he actually says something this time.
Okay.
Listen closely, Pearl.
We want that BTA!
I think that should be the new tagline for the show. Maggie and Perloff, BTA, blah. Although I don't think we could actually BTA, because that stands for beat that bleep.
My CTE acting up.
No, it's belt to ass.
I thought it was beat that.
No, it's belt to ass.
Belt
Oh,
to.
belt.
All right, belt to.
No beating.
All
Just
right.
belts.
What's the difference?
One teaches you discipline.
Yowza. No comment. There you go. Maggie and Perloff, new tagline on the show, belt to ass.
That's not my tagline.
Yeah, no thanks.
No. Yeah, I mean, listen. I'll be an apologist. They always split with the Eagles when Dak's out there. What's the big deal?
Oh, Pearl, that's not the point. Okay, there you go. Give me the nay.
That's exactly the point.
No, the point is Michael Irvin, this is funny.
No. The point is the Cowboys are celebrating like they did something, and they have a real test coming up.
Ooh, you sound salty, Pearl.
I mean, come on, that is so typical Michael Irvin. Like, we won. Like, dude, you're 5-5-1.
Yeah, and you're 9-3. Don't get so sensitive. Chill out.
I'm just like, this is so.
It's all good. You're still going to win the NFC. You're
This
still
is a
going to go
big
to the
win
NFC
for
Championship
them.
game.
This is a big win for them. That's why they're acting this
That's
way.
all right. So you lose to the Cowboys, you lose to the Giants, whatever. Who cares? You're still going to go to the NFC Championship. Yeah, you
Easy,
remember that one?
Manny.
You remember that one?
You think
still
the
gonna go to
Cowboys aren't over celebrating this win? I saw somebody on social media saying that this is the biggest win of Dak Prescott's life or something.
Wait, hold on. The Cowboys celebrated a 40-40 tie against the Packers like it was the Super Bowl. Obviously, this team is celebrating these small victories because they probably didn't think they were going anywhere this year. And by the way, I still don't think they are. But
Dude, they're a 9-8 team. Let them have their fun. Let them enjoy. Let
they
them
will
bask.
be 9-8. Yeah. Let's go to Darren, who's in Dallas.
But it can't
Darren.
be 9-8, be 9-7-1.
Hey,
Yeah,
happy
whatever.
Thanksgiving week. And Perloff, I'm sorry. Good morning, Maggie. I didn't call you yesterday because I wasn't in the car. So I know you guys talked about the Cowboys and the Eagles. But listen, I didn't want to call you anyway because I know you're still licking your wounds from that win. But I told you 3 weeks ago, defense is not good. I agree with you, but you guys can't stop us. CD catches the ball. We're at the 1 yard line, get a false start. So that's 2 touchdowns. That's 38, and we miss a field goal. There's 41. Eagles can't stop the Cowboys. So the defense is a little better now. You have to admit that with the additions, so we'll see what happens. But I will tell you this. We will beat the Kansas City Chiefs on Thanksgiving Day. And if that doesn't happen, I won't call you next week. But when it does, just say, hey, good job, Darren. You guys have a great Thanksgiving. And hello, Jason Wettenhall. Take care, guys.
Darren, thank you for that. Have yourself a great Thanksgiving. Pearl rebuttal. Eagles can't stop the Cowboys.
Oh, yeah.
You say what?
Facts. I mean, I've said it a million times. Dak Prescott just shreds them. And how are you supposed to cover those two monsters on the outside? Cooper DeJean. I love Cooper DeJean. Apparently, Tom Brady's favorite player. There's no chance. So yeah, I've always kind of enjoyed watching Dak operate against this defense. It's just not built for him. That being said, we should score more, try and outscore them. The first game was one of the best games of the season before the rain delay. That was old school, not old school, 10 years ago, spread offense up and down the field. Yeah, we definitely cannot stop that team.
Which is funny because defense can't stop the Cowboys in the second half, and yet in Philadelphia, everyone's like, get Jalen Hurts out of here. It's always about the offense, always about the quarterback, but, that's NFL football.
They really couldn't stop him in the first half. The Cowboys just made a couple mistakes.
That's true.
Dak was heating up. You know what? Here's what I worry about for the Cowboys. They're great at stopping the run now, apparently, since Quentin Williams got there. Jalen Hurts had all kinds of time, and if you give that time to Patrick Mahomes, that could be a problem.
Let's go to Javier, who's in the Bay Area. We're asking you off the 49ers win over the Carolina Panthers last night. They win 20-9, but 30 touches for Christian McCaffrey, including at the very end of the game, these final drives here to close it out. Javier, are they using CMC too much?
Yes, and they have for the last few years. And the problem isn't in the regular season, it's in the postseason where it really bites us in the ass. Because he's just worn out. It happened in the Super Bowl in 23. With the fumble, lack of production in the big game, he's so worn out in the regular season and all the touches he gets that he doesn't have anything left when it comes to the playoffs. And that's why this team this year, I'm calling it red and iron pyrite, because they're fool's gold. They may look good against bad teams, but anytime they face a good team, they're horrible.
Man, that's what fool's gold is. That Javier, I think it's a great call. Thank you. Now, when you get to the postseason, right, it's like this is where you need every bit of McCaffrey. And, yeah, you've had some unfortunate moments in the postseason, but he, I think it would matter. I think you give 5 carries to Brian Robinson here, 7 touches to Brian Robinson there. You try to, spell McCaffrey just a little bit, and maybe that ends up changing your fortunes down the line. I don't think this is a Super Bowl team to begin with. There's too many issues right now for the 49ers, but it's something to think about as McCaffrey continues to age.
But are they really fool's gold in the sense? Does anybody think they're gold? Because I have not seen a lot of hype.
The reason why you might say that is because they are keeping pace in a very tough division, mostly because of the schedule, and they've got 8 wins.
Yeah, but again, and they're going to get to 10 probably because Cleveland, Tennessee, but they're 13th in Super Bowl odds. That hardly feels like fool's gold to me.
I know, but you were just saying Kyle Shanahan on the road, Kyle Shanahan in the playoff.
I think they're better than NFL Nation. I think NFL Nation disrespects this team in a big way. I think nobody's taking them seriously. I almost wonder if Shanahan will sneak up on people because I think everyone looks at this team and says, "Oh man, they're overrated because of the record." Have you ever talked to anyone who's like, "Yeah, they're a legit 8-4"? That is not the common thought, and the odds certainly reflect that. Now, that being said, they did beat the Rams, so I think they're actually probably better than everyone thinks a little bit. And the other thing too is Robert Saleh like all of a sudden Vince Lombardi? What's going on with that? He's getting a lot of hype.
Well, we already saw how this works. He's great as a defensive coordinator. You get him in the top spot, and he was a completely different person, it seemed like, when he got to the Jets.
Maybe that is a bigger deal than I think people are letting on, that Saleh's back there and fix the defense. Even without Bosa and Warner, maybe that is something that's going to make them more dangerous. I don't think anyone's really coming. I'm curious, call us. Does anybody actually think they're a Super Bowl team? I would think, put that as a poll, and I think it would be very lopsided.
888-710-4ISN. Andrew Bogish in with us for everything else that's going on in the world. What's up?
Mom, Dad, good morning. Headline sponsored by Prize Picks. On Prize Picks, you simply pick 2 to 6 players, choose more or less, and watch your lineups light up like the holidays. Download Prize Picks, use code PRIMETIME, and get $50 bonus credit instantly in lineups when you play $5. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details. It was the first time Christian McCaffrey played against the Panthers. He said in the run-up it was just another game, but maybe it wasn't.
Purdy takes the snap. Another toss play to McCaffrey. Gets to the edge on the left side. Block from Juszczyk. Gets to the 5. Still on his feet. Into the end zone. Touchdown, 49ers.
What a beautiful play. And that was vintage San Francisco.
And vintage McCaffrey, who maybe celebrated more than usual after that third quarter score. He finished with 142 scrimmage yards on those 31 touches with that TD. Afterwards, CMC right back to downplaying the reunion.
Anytime I'm able to step on the field and play, I feel extremely blessed. I'm my biggest critic, always want more, but love the fact that our guys went out there today and found a way to win.
His Niners with a less than pretty 29 win over the Panthers last night. San Francisco surviving those 3 first-half picks from Brock Purdy. Bryce Young threw 2 interceptions for Carolina, who drop out of their tie with the Bucs atop the NFC South. Tampa Bay, by the way, not yet ruling out Baker Mayfield for Sunday's game with the Cardinals. He reportedly has no structural damage in that left shoulder, just a low-grade AC joint sprain. Jaden Daniels and his left elbow return to
Commanders
practice this week, but they are a long shot to play Sunday night against the Broncos. Daniels not yet cleared for contact. Washington has lost the 2 games he has missed so far, dropping to 3-8. We still don't have a final decision on the future CFP format, and we're not getting one soon, apparently. The committee and ESPN agreeing to delay the deadline for such decisions from December 1st to January 23rd. Good morning, EJ.
And the Bulldogs with a steal. Huff comes away with it. Hands it off to St. Superior, gets it across half court. Now will slow down. Looks to Ike down low. Graham catches, fakes, and then scores.
Bulldogs push the lead to 10. Their biggest of the night. Timeout, Alabama.
30-year-old Graham Ike with the hoop there on the Gonzaga Bulldog Radio Network. He had 21 points, 11 boards. Number 12, Gonzaga, downing 8th-ranked Alabama, 95-85.
Hey, can I just point this out?
Yeah.
That can we remember that they just beat an SEC team in a neutral site? So within 4 months from now, when people say Gonzaga doesn't play anybody,
Yeah, that Gonzaga schedule.
Yeah.
It's their go-to.
Yeah.
I
Just on
already
Gonzaga.
refuse to remember that in 4 months.
Yeah, well, when they play San Francisco and Santa Clara later this season, I'm sure we'll remember this Alabama game.
I thought they only play St. Mary's over and over.
happens every year. They beat these teams in non-conference, and then we get to March and like, well, Gonzaga hasn't played anybody. Oh, they really good. Blah, blah, blah.
Wait, why
They
would
gotta
they
win
play
the
San
tournament.
Francisco and Santa?
I don't know. Are they in the Big West?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh,
Wait, the West Coast Conference.
Whatever, dude. Who plays? Who cares? Gonzaga. Who
I think
cares
the
about
Big
mid-major
West
basketball?
Conference was the conference from Blue Chips. It was like the made-up conference.
Oh, I made one up?
I think so.
Oh, delicious.
Wait, you say Big West?
I think I said
No,
the
Big West is a real thing.
Thank
It
you.
is?
You see, I'm not drunk.
Mountain West?
No,
That-
no,
that
the
as
Big
well?
West.
The
I
Big-
think,
Mountain West, yeah.
I think Weber State is also in the Big West.
Yeah, the Big West has all,
Oh,
I think, also
Idaho?
those, and all the UC schools are in the Big West,
Got
too.
it.
Yeah, they have
Apologies.
like Kyle State Fullerton, I think maybe too.
Oh,
I
yeah.
thought maybe the Dolphins were in that one.
No.
The Dolphins?
That's the
That's
team
the-
in
yeah.
Blue
Oh,
Chips.
Blue
You
Chips.
see, I thought you were talking about Lemoyne College.
Do you even?
I remember Western University being the
Yeah,
school.
that was what it was.
Yeah,
Western University.
Yeah, Western
They
Uni-
would play in the Big West.
They would play in the Big West.
They dominate the Big West,
that the
except
show
for all those
about-
recruiting
They had Shaq and
violations.
Penny Hardaway, yeah.
If they weren't point shaving, they really could have gotten somewhere.
What show
That
is
was
it?
my guy.
What show is
Tony
it?
was my guy.
It's so funny because all those fictionalized, like the program and Blue Chips, it's like you can't just have one scandal,
That's
which
not the-
would be enough to bring down any school. Guys got to be getting free tractors. Mom needs a no-show
Yeah.
job. And you've got to be point shaving. I'm surprised there wasn't like a pregnant girlfriend or something. Like,
That program needed the death penalty.
I don't
Sorry,
know. Half that
they
seems
were
like
bugging.
documentary style now. I mean,
But it all
what-
doesn't happen in the same season.
I'm incredibly
Ah,
confused.
have you followed the college basketball betting thing? I don't know
Yeah,
about the
that's true.
tractor. Anyone know the most famous basketball player to go to Weber State?
Yeah.
Dame.
Well,
Yeah.
besides Dame.
Oh,
No.
Harold, what was his nickname? Harold Arsenault? Oh, Harold the Show Arsenault. Anyone remember that guy?
I do, but he went to Weber State?
Yeah, he definitely went to Weber State. I just Googled it. And he got them the tournament. It was a big deal in like 99.
Yeah.
I
I
remember
think.
they got to the tournament when I was a kid.
two.
I didn't remember who was on that team though.
You guys have also missed the fact that Manny has never seen Blue Chips.
no, I thought this was the cop show. Is that not the
You
cop
never
show
seen
with
Blue Chips? Come on,
with
man.
Estrada? What's the name of the cop show?
No, it's not Chips, nor is it the blue.
No, not California Highway Patrol. Isn't that what Chips is?
Yes.
Manny, this is great. We've got a
California.
couple days off at the end of the week because obviously we're going to be with you tomorrow.
Dog,
but
I'm
then
working Black Friday.
Thanksgiving-
What are you talking
Oh, you
about?
are? Okay, great. So in the breaks, watch Blue Chips.
Well, I'll be doing updates, so I mean, I'll have a lot of downtime
There you
because
go.
Bogusch doesn't do anything during the day.
I'm telling you,
fair.
watch Blue Chips, and we'll take the book report
And then
on
I
the way
watch
back.
Chips, right? With
And then whatever you do after that is on
And then NYPD Blue if you want, all these things, yeah.
Have you
Is
seen
that the one
Hoosiers?
with, no, I haven't seen Hoosiers. No, I don't watch movies.
But this could be a big moment for you.
I've seen The Longest Yard, though. Hell of a film.
What?
A
Film. Film.
Take a nap, dude.
All right,
That
I
was
might need to
rough.
cut Manny's mic.
I'm the one that stayed up, by the way, to watch this game. You're the one slurring your words.
Well, that's
I watched that
Don't be
game till
mad.
midnight.
I don't speak English. It's my second language.
Well, you can watch Blue Chips with subtitles.
I can watch Chips in Spanish too, probably.
I'd love to see dubbed in Nick Nolte losing it on the sidelines, but then it's in Spanish.
What was what was the booster's name? Happy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Feliz.
Yeah.
That guy is such a great villain, that character actor. We'll find out what his name is in a second. Keep going.
So good morning, EJ, and I guess now good morning, Manny, as well.
And a three is good for Karl Anthony Towns.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, it's for me too.
And he's running back
he's
like
running
he's
back.
60 years old.
Yeah. Wait a second. That was unnecessary.
Yeah, I'm sorry, you're older.
That's friendly fire between Chris Carino, Tim Capshaw, and Nets Radio. All they have is comedy these days because the Nets are 0-8 at home and they've
Well,
lost 12 straight meetings.
The comedy
to
is on the court.
the Knicks, 113-100, the final
BTA.
last night in Brooklyn. Manny, back to you.
No,
All right, guys.
All right, Manny, we got it.
Coming up next on Maggie and Perloff.
Yeah. I can't cut your mic. There's no way technically I can do that. Only you can cut mine.
I can cut yours. Should
which
we try that?
It just feels like that's wrong. JT Walsh is the guy from Blue Chips
Oh,
who's
yeah, of course.
Manny, chill. He's the crooked booster or whatever. He's the money guy.
He's happy.
I believe he's the guy in A Few Good Men who kind of is Jack Nicholson's right-hand man who disappears.
Ooh.
Lieutenant Colonel.
Yeah, he's a great character actor.
Markin.
Yeah.
Matthew Markin. But he's not bad in that one.
Well, kind of.
Oh, no, he is bad in that one.
Yeah.
He can't be good. He's
I don't know if
always
he
the
ordered
bad
the
guy.
code red, but yeah, he's always like the mysterious behind-the-scenes government kind of thing.
Yep.
Except, he was great in Blue Chips. But we've argued about this before. I'm not a massive Blue Chips fan. I thought it was kind of cheesy.
Well, okay.
Where Hoosiers is a work of art, in my opinion.
Well, but it was also the era, right? It's like the program, Blue Chips, like they really went all in on these basketball scandal movies.
Right, but there were
was no
good
subtlety.
sports movies. Yeah, these were kind of like cheesy, whatever.
But Hoosiers is only feel good. Like there's not a scandal.
Right,
They're
like
not
Hoosiers
doing,
has Gene Hackman and like a fine actor. Like that's a real movie.
I don't know. Ed O'Neill's in Blue Chips.
Yeah.
Shaq's not bad.
Oh, I know him. Former football player.
Nick
Ed
Nolte.
O'Neil.
This is in his
Nolte.
prime. He's doing
There's some real
48
actors in
hours
this.
with Eddie Murphy.
Rex Walters is in that movie too. The guys were on the other teams in Blue Chips. That's a fun list too.
Oh yeah, Bobby Hurley. I think he's playing point guard for Indiana, which is so weird. It's like
Matt No.
Calvert Cheney's in that movie too. I think.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Well, and then every single
It's like whatever that 91 Final Four. They just like filmed a movie while they're all there.
every coach is in this movie,
Yes.
and friend of the show Robert Wool.
I can't believe
remember that.
He always disrespects Blue Chips.
Yeah, Rotten Tomatoes, not kind to Blue Chips.
Do not give me a
Cares what
Rotten
the public
Tomatoes
says.
score pre-2005. It's bogus. You did it with Jumanji last week, and you got smoked in that poll too.
Jumanji does awesome on Rotten Tomatoes.
No, and then we put there was a poll which was better, and everyone said the original one by like 80% to 20.
Okay.
Rotten Tomatoes.
Rotten Tomatoes likes the Sidney Sweeney boxing movie.
Does it really? I like
it
it
did
too.
it for a while.
I think
There might be a
Rotten Tomatoes
defect
doesn't like
in the meter. Might be something derailing that. Two things, in fact. 888-710-4ISN,
Oh, I get it.
888-710-4476. Too early for you guys? Okay. Let's move on. Let's unpack the real drama here with San Francisco. They win last night 20-9, but that is far from the only thing happening in 49er land. What's up with Brandon Ayuk and the team? We get to that next. M&P.
You're in a 5-minute break.
The Yankees lost last night and then he lost his cool. Punched a hole through his drywall, called Boone a fool. Volpe swung through a ball for man, he damn near cried. Now he's drinking Jack straight with vengeance inside. He's slurring Cashman's clueless, fire that clown. Then flips both birds up while sitting down. Neighbors hear the roar, I've been loyal for years. And in between curses, but why he still ain't here. Struck out, Boone just grinned. Catch me.
It's Monday morning, lights come on, infinity's buzzing, another show's begun. But Bogus has a secret hidden in the sound.
Sun ain't up, but the screen sure is. Kristen Field starts her day like this. Maggie and Perloff live on YouTube. She swears. Maggie, Perloff. Countdown begins at 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rosie's live on the line for show, every thought, every sports headline. From sunrise takes to the YouTube flow, he's bumping that beat from Infinity Show. Eyes wide open, countdown.
Trouble Sam took the mic in sequence, and Shame said, I'll win this contest, you'll remember my name. But the teleprompter froze, he pulled out a cheat sheet, lip sync and turned back time with 2 left feet. Oh, the crowd, they booed, the DJ cried, he'd even Cher herself would have run to hide if he could cheat in karaoke.
Two minutes remaining. One minute, 30 seconds remaining. One minute remaining. $45 seconds remaining. $30 seconds remaining. $15 seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
All right, this portion of the show is brought to you by Ethos Life, the easy way to get life insurance in 10 minutes. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam, just a few health questions. Get your free quote at checkethos.com. Not available in all states. I know we have a poll up here, Maggie and Perloff. Are the 49ers Super Bowl contenders? I was just curious to put that up. Is it going to be like 95-5?
Yeah.
No. I don't know what the early results are, but I imagine... it's hard to be Super Bowl contenders. The odds are not good. Vegas is not a fan of this team at all.
Yeah, and I get why. I mean, just so many injuries on the defense. They may be getting propped up with this easy schedule. And obviously, Christian McCaffrey is the offense right now.
Right.
And Ricky Pearsall last night was just not really a factor. 2 of Brock Purdy's 3 interceptions were on passes to Pearsall. Kittle does what he does. He's a great pass-catching tight end, but obviously they need him to block as well. And Juwan Jennings is like your guy, that third receiver guy, right? And obviously Brandon Ayuk is not here. And this is an interesting story because of how crazy it is. From the very beginning, Pearl, it felt like the Brandon Ayuk contract, even before they put pen to paper, was just dramatic. Almost like, Ayuk didn't want to be anywhere near playing on the final year of his deal.
Right.
He stayed away from the organization, then did a hold-in. Then it felt like they were actually on the verge of trading Brandon Ayuk several different times.
Right.
Maybe it was the Jags. Maybe it was the Browns. Maybe it was the Patriots. And in this moment where Brandon Ayuk and Kyle Shanahan have a meeting, Shanahan suddenly regrets everything, does not want to trade Ayuk, runs up the stairs. This is the story from Mike Silver. Sprints up the stairs to John Lynch's office, says, call off the trade, like in this dramatic out of a movie scene. And they call off the trade, whatever it was, and he ends up signing the extension. Then he gets hurt. And it was a devastating knee injury. And now he has been apparently missing meetings. He has been not engaged. He's been missing team activities, functions, all of that stuff. He's apparently rehabbing so early in the morning that he's avoiding teammates. Teammates have reached out. He's not engaging with them. And it's all culminated now in the story where Kyle Shanahan acknowledges they voided his guarantees for next season, and it's likely that he's played his last game as a 49er and he'll be cut after the year.
So
Crazy.
How much money does he make out of that big contract?
I know how much he's losing next year, which is, I think, $24 million of the guarantees. And I think what's really crazy about this, and I heard Mike Silver doing an interview on KNBR yesterday, local radio in San Francisco. What no one can figure out is why Brandon Ayuk is not fighting to get any of this money back. He doesn't want to file anything with a grievance with the union. He's not trying to claw any of the money back. He's saying, all right, you voided my guarantees because I missed a couple meetings. And he's apparently okay with that. And they're all just going to go their separate ways. Like, for a guy who was basically holding out then holding in for every penny, now all of a sudden he's just okay with giving back $20+ million. Like, it doesn't compute.
Yeah, I mean, I think he already made $23 million in the signing bonus, so he's got enough money in the bank. Can he go out and sign with somebody else then once they void that? Maybe he thinks he can make it back and be in a better situation for him.
Fine, but he's coming off a torn MCL, torn ACL, and something else happened in that knee also. So he's also like 27 years old. He's coming off major knee injury and surgery. Does he think there's another $100 million contract sitting out there for him? Good luck to you. I know that I would try to fight to get that money back.
Sure.
And he's not. He's just saying, let me go. And we're asking today, who has more regret? Is it San Francisco for re-signing Ayuk or Ayuk for re-signing with San Francisco? Because it kind of feels like even the people who are trying to be sensitive here, who maybe have allegiances on either side, everyone's being very careful to say everyone failed. Like Richard Sherman, not good on Brandon Ayuk, not good on the front office either. Everyone feels like they have to wear the blame for just how badly this thing has gone.
God, it's amazing. The Niners have two all-time bad deals. This one and the trade up for Trey Lance, where they mortgaged the future, but they still the Trey Lance trade didn't hurt them at all. I mean, and even now they're 8-4 without Brandon Ayuk. I mean, the record is good. It's incredible that if that franchise can survive both these obviously train wrecks of a deal, they should have known when Ayuk was holding out that something was wrong. Remember all the weird social media posts, and remember something about Kyle Shanahan kicking him out of practice?
He was wearing the wrong shorts.
Oh, yeah. So, credit to the Niners if they can survive. This would sink most franchises. I feel like the Niners have the ability to shuffle off these terrible deals. I think they're going to be fine, honestly.
Well, when the 49ers blow first-round picks, they really, really
they made the right
explode them.
They made the right first-round pick. Re-signing him was the problem, right? That was a good pick. Pearsall was maybe not a great pick.
You know, I guess I want to put a lot more of the blame here on Brandon Ayuk, quite frankly.
Oh, yeah.
But I do think that both parties, like, you also have to know who you're getting in bed with. You know, I cannot absolve the 49ers here totally either. Like, I think Brandon Ayuk, and he admitted he did not handle the offseason correctly. I'm not saying you can't hold out or hold in.
Yeah.
Do you. Get your money. CeeDee Lamb worked for him. It works for wide receivers all the time to play hardball. But if you do want to be traded, then you have to acknowledge that you'd sign a long-term deal with the team that's trading for you. Nobody wants to trade for you if you're just going to be a rental, Pearl. So he wouldn't agree to trade, sign long-term deals with the Patriots, which now looks like a huge mistake because Drake May is amazing. The Browns, okay, I get it. You don't want your career to die with the Browns. That's fair. Browns have never been able to find a solid quarterback. I understand not wanting to go there. He did want to go to Washington to play with Jaden Daniels. I don't know if that return was good enough, what have you. I just think now, why wouldn't you play nice to get your money? When you made the money such a big deal only a year ago, or a little more than a year, 15 months ago.
Gosh, I have no idea.
that to me, I'm just surprised that he won't, unless there's something else going on that we're not aware of, and he just hates this organization so much that he just can't even bear to suit up for them to help them in any way, which would also be helping himself.
I mean, that could be the situation. I mean, he could be in a spot. I mean, that contract negotiation, as you mentioned, was super contentious. And we don't know what's happened since he got hurt. Like, anybody who deals with any kind of serious injury, like, that's a very vulnerable time for a human, let alone an athlete. And whether he didn't feel like he was getting the right support or what they were telling him, we don't know what it is. I'm not alleging that they're going to do that. Right. Yeah. But either way, he may have said, you know what? I got to deal with this terrible knee injury. I don't think I'm getting the right support. I'm not doing the stuff they want me to do. Like they can get me out of here. I'd rather do that than risk putting myself back out there too soon and getting hurt again. That could be the calculations he's making. It's a one that I wouldn't do, but that could be what we're seeing from him.
888-710-4ISN, 888-710-4476. Even just to help get yourself out of there, I feel like I would try to do a little more, honey than vinegar. But again, we don't know all the details. What do you guys think? Coming up, can Shedeur Sanders do it again?
Well, the game was tight, the crowd was loud, the judge went down, ain't no cheers now. Flicks are strained, they said real low, like a punch straight through my radio. Manny Rodriguez sitting third row, with his judge jersey and his heart broke slow. He stood up once, then he sat back down, poured that pain till he couldn't hear the sound. Now he's blackout drunk in a parking lot bar, talking to ghosts and cussing at the stars. Why'd you take my hero? What did he do? Whiskey on his lips, Yankee tears in his boots. Bartender said, son, it's just a game, but to many it's blood running through his veins. So pour one more shot to leave on the line for the kid who lost hope when we lost 99. He played shortstop in a little league town, swung like Judge, always dreaming big now. Had the poster, had the swing, hell, he even rocked that pinky ring. But the Bronx felt cold when Judge went down. Man, he just drifted to another round, talking like Judge was a brother he knew, swearing he felt that pain too. Now he's blackout drunk in a parking lot bar, talking to ghosts and cussing at the stars. Why'd you take my hero? What did he do? Whiskey on his lips, Yankee tears in his boots. Bartender said, son, it's just a game, but to many it's blood running through his veins. So pour one more shot and leave on the line for the kid who lost hope when we lost 99. He played shortstop in a little league town, swung like Judge, always dreaming big now. Had the poster, had the swing, hell, he even rocked that pinky ring. But the Bronx felt cold when Judge went down. Man, he just drifted to another round, talking like Judge was a brother he knew, swearing he felt that pain too. Maybe tomorrow he'll find his way home, but tonight that pinstripe heart's alone, and the world just don't feel right when your hero's down and out for the fight. Yeah, he's blackout drunk in a parking lot bar, praying that rehab ain't too far. Come back soon, Judge, we need you back. Man, he's got no tears left to be had. He don't want pity, don't want no sign, just wants his hero back in that life. So pull one more shot and leave on the line till we rise again with our 99. Well, drunk Uncle Sam used to stomp through the halls. Voice all gravel and whiskey shaking the walls. He was fired once, tossed out like a burnt piece of ham. But 2 years later they slapped on a badge and said, "You're the boss now, Sam." Infinity died with a splatter so rough. Looked like someone dropped a turkey deep fryer in the mud. That whole thing blew up like a match in a cornfield. And Bella, he just strutted on past it like, boys, I never cared about that anyway. I got gravy to wheel. And Daly's out back whipping rube again, serving aces like stuffing straight out of a tin. Crowds laughing, scoreboard flashing, rube yelling no fair. Belotti's carving turkey like a champion cook, not a worry in the world, not a minute to spare. Thanksgiving tonight and drunk old Sam's feeling blessed. Got a beer in his hand and mashed potatoes on his vest. Infinity's gone, but the feet
takes the snap. He's back on a play fake, rolling to his right, looking, floats it back in the end zone. It is intercepted. Picked off by Jair Brown in the back of the end zone. And the 49ers defense redeems the offense. After Purdy throws a pick, Young throws one in the back of the end zone. And San Francisco says no, the 49ers have the football back.
Thank you to Westwood One. That was one of 2 Jair Brown interceptions. And yes, it was an interception fest. It almost felt like last night should have been a weather game, like a bad weather game. Yeah. Purdy threw 3 interceptions. Bryce Young threw 2. But as far as we could tell, at least on TV, Pearl, balmy night in San Francisco. Weather was not to blame. Just you had some quarterbacks who were a little bit off.
Yeah, I mean, that was a tough one. I honestly thought in real time, can the NFL flex this after the first quarter? That was that particular play. Can you explain to me what Bryce Young saw? It felt like 3 Niners were on top of that ball. I couldn't figure it out. It was just everything about that play summed up what I think is wrong about Bryce Young. It's his inconsistency. You would have thought that he was ready to go. If you saw him at Alabama, you never would have expected this kind of up and down play, because last week he was awesome. This week he was not good. So it's just really hard to tell like who he is as a quarterback. And that's not what I expected at all. I knew he was small. We all knew. I thought he would be like Tua, where he'd be good, but he'd be an injury risk.
Sure.
That's not the case at all. 1 week he's good, 1 week he's bad. There's no rhyme or reason here. And the Niners defense is good, but they're not that good.
They
got
made
the ball.
Look,
yeah, you got the ball at the 13-yard line. Punch the ball in.
I know. They made him look really good last night. I do think the 49ers are doing a lot with a little, though, to be fair. Robert Saleh's getting a lot of praise. I think he probably deserves it when you lose Warner and Bosa and you're still able to be this good. But again, like this inconsistency from Bryce Young in the offense for Carolina last week, they put up 400 yards passing offense. And then this week, it was such a struggle, just felt like to get a first down. I mean, let alone get over midfield. And not to dwell too much on Carolina because, there's a lot going on with this team. But this was not a blowout, okay? Brock Purdy was keeping Carolina in the game because of the interceptions in the first half. It ends up being a 20-9 was the final score. Again, not a blowout, even though San Francisco seemed like they were in control. Why did Carolina go away from the run? Rico Dowdle is the best thing to happen to this offense, and unexpectedly is having this incredible season. Even, he's a little banged up, I guess. But it felt like it was maybe an hour of real time where Rico Dowdle did not touch the ball in the second half. Like, you weren't down 4 touchdowns. You didn't need to be throwing on every down.
Well, they put in Chuba Hubbard, too,
and he only had 3 carries.
I mean, you're trailing 17-3. Every coach, right, his instinct is, I got to throw the ball. But you're right. I mean, also, they couldn't really get the Niners off the field because they kept, for example, that first drive of the game, I mean, how many little... If I'm the defense, I am creeping up because you knew the Niners, all they had was a short passing game, right? There was absolutely no chance they were going to do anything down the field. And then when they did throw the ball down the field, it was usually an interception. So I felt like the Niners were kind of impotent on offense.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's not a good word to use, but generally they were doing nothing. The Carolina should have just realized we got to get the ball out of their hand. They were kind of giving them first downs. So that's how they kept the ball out of Dallas, because the Niners had some massive long drive.
They did, and it was a stark difference for Carolina. Anyway, this was a tough spot here for the Panthers. They're now 6-6. Had a chance to take the lead in the NFC South, believe it or not, with Baker Mayfield now as a banged-up, non-throwing shoulder. Couldn't do it, and last night showed just not ready for prime time either, just really, really tough. They also lost 2 corners in this game. One is J.C. Horn, who obviously is amazing, and he was vomiting on the sideline after he got a big hit and then was being evaluated for a concussion. So is that it for J.C. Horn for the season? I mean, you have to wonder.
Also, the sideline reporter said he came back in at one point.
Yeah.
That was
What
disturbing.
are we doing here? Where's that independent neurologist person?
He's a great player who just has not been able to stay healthy. By the way, back to that Niners drive. Their first drive was 8 minutes and 8 minutes and 43 seconds. Then in the third quarter, their first drive was 7 minutes and 43 seconds. Then they had a 6-minute drive and another 7-minute drive. That's how you keep the ball out of Rico Dowdle's hands. I kind of blame Carolina for that, because they should have just set the house after Brock Purdy on every single play. They kept letting McCaffrey chip down the field. It was kind of, it didn't make for good TV. Can I ask you a question about McCaffrey?
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't think he's as explosive this year. I really don't think. He's not super scary to me. I feel like back 4 years ago, some of those runs would have been bigger runs. He's only averaging 3.7 yards per carry, a career low. I feel like, you mentioned they're probably using him too much. I just don't think he's quite. It kind of reminds me of Saquon Barkley and Derrick Henry this year. I think he's just a little bit slower than he was. He's 29 now. And I'm not saying he's hit a cliff at all, but he's still fantastic.
Right.
But I don't know that he's the home run threat that he used to be, which kind of defines where the Niners are a little bit. I feel like they have to be creative to get him the ball in space. Back in the day, he might break a 75-yarder. Now, it didn't seem like that was a real thing.
Well, I think it kind of goes hand to hand with a question that I was asking earlier about whether 49er fans are frustrated with Kyle Shanahan that the workload for McCaffrey is still so big.
Yeah, it's high.
Really high. Last night, 30 touches. I mean, you had 23 carries. I believe it was 23 carries and 7 catches. And, it's not like, guys, it's not two-hand touch out there. Like, he's going to get popped a little bit when he's out in the open field. And he's a strong guy, so don't get me wrong. But this wear and tear builds. And if you're going to make the playoff, you have 8 wins. You look like you have a playoff record, but you don't really look like a playoff team, in my opinion, or a ferocious one. But with McCaffrey, like, he's your best shot. You're right. They do the ball control thing. You don't have to rely on Purdy necessarily. You can give the defense a chance to rest because they're missing so many guys. Like, McCaffrey is so the key to all of this.
Yeah.
Brian Robinson can't finish this game out for you last night on those final 2 drives? Like, why not?
I don't know. I mean, you're not going to bring in a guy. You definitely don't want to fumble. So McCaffrey's also super safe with the ball. I kind of get that.
Who cares if they fumble? The Carolina Panthers couldn't do anything on offense. You said it yourself.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it was basically close to a 1-score drive. I mean, you can't mess around. 29, it wasn't 41-7. A few years ago, when they made the Super Bowl in Vegas, Christian McCaffrey averaged 5.4 yards per carry. He was electric that season. This season, it just feels like, okay, he's a safety valve on a screen pass, another first down, 11 yards. Last night was really hard to watch, I thought, for both sides. Niners played the game they were in, so I'll give them credit for that. We'll see. And they're going to do that again. Cleveland this week. What's the one thing you want to avoid against Cleveland? Is getting your quarterback killed by Myles Garrett. It is going to be the most conservative approach. So they're probably going to lean on McCaffrey again.
Yeah, so let's get into that. You're welcome to call in about the 49ers. 888-710-4ISN, 888-710-4476. Are you worried about Christian McCaffrey's workload? And also, are the 49ers a Super Bowl contender? We have that poll up there for you. Not looking. Early returns, not. No bueno.
Yeah, 71% say no right now.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm surprised there's 29% who think they are. I'd like to hear from you.
Oh, it's still early in California. So, okay. Next opponent for the 49ers. Of course, it's the Cleveland Browns. So you got Shedeur Sanders, Pearl, coming off of the big dub down in Las Vegas with Dion in the house. And Shedeur basically kind of called his shot before the game. And after the game, I'm built for this, and I've been, okay, so a couple questions. One, do you think Shedeur can have another good game? Like, it wasn't great, but he had a good game. It definitely looked promising, that's for sure. A week of practice. He had never practiced with the ones before, and if that's what you're going to give, even against a hapless Raiders team, at least you can feel a little bit good about it. Here's what I was thinking last night. I've been all over the fact that I think Cleveland would use Shedeur as trade bait, right? The idea that even if he plays well, they're going to have these high picks. They have the Jaguars pick. They've got their own pick next year, and that they would likely take another quarterback.
Cleveland!
And then I was thinking about this. Think about the graveyard of Cleveland QBs, right?
Yep.
Nobody can go there and succeed, it feels like. Is Shedeur Sanders actually the perfect guy for Cleveland? He seems blissfully unaware of all the past failures. Couldn't care, does not think that the Browns, the stink and stench of the Cleveland Browns and their woes on offense, I think he really believes, Pearl, that he's the guy to turn that around.
They've had 35 quarterbacks. All of them were losers.
And it's not like Johnny Manziel, where Johnny came in with the utmost confidence, right? But he had all the demons. Like, we know now, Johnny was not taking this seriously at all. He was, not being present. He was partying way too much.
Not turning on the tablet.
Didn't turn the tablet on. He's jetting off to Miami on every off day. Like, Johnny, to me, kind of reminds me of Shedeur, of how much confidence they have. But Manziel was not serious. He had confidence, but was not serious about actually being a professional. Shedeur seems like he is serious about being a professional. Is Shedeur actually the perfect guy to break this sort of Cleveland, the futility of Cleveland quarterbacks, because he has so much internal confidence?
I don't know. I mean, Baker has more confidence than any human being on the planet.
That's not his fault. The organization messed up on that. He actually won them a playoff game, and they got him out of there.
Yeah, I just feel like he was definitely trending downward toward the end in Cleveland. He had a bad last year. I think that organization can mess up anybody, and I like your thinking there. Like, you're looking for a silver lining here, but no, I'd be shocked if Shedeur Sanders was the quarterback that could solve all this. Shocked.
Yeah, listen.
It's not even on Shedeur. I'm just saying the team around him is always, they're going to screw it up. It's the Browns.
No, I know. See, that's the thing. It's like he's got so much working against him because the Browns are so inept and always seem like they're making the wrong decision. But at the same time, he is one of the most unique prospects that we've had because of Dion. Like, I think that's it. It's even more different than Arch, I guess. I think it's because he is so like Dion in some ways. And I think that's what rubs people the wrong way. He talks like Dion when he has not had the career of Dion, right? Like, he talks with this confidence, but it doesn't feel like he's earned it at the pro level. And that, I think, bothers people. I'm wondering if this is exactly what Cleveland needs. Someone who thinks they're so good that even the Browns, can't, the generational, organizational dysfunction of the Browns, can't touch them.
Imagine, what a full offseason looked like.
This dude's talking it's Babe Ruth calling the shot almost.
Yeah, I mean, I go back, how come Baker didn't work? This team will ruin anything. I just don't think also he's, 24, 25 right now. He's going to be in his second year. They're going to draft a quarterback. Just logistically, I don't see how this happens. They're not going to, unless he lights up the night for the next 5 games, which is possible. They're playing some bad defenses. I can't see how this actually plays out. Everything you say makes sense, but the logistics of Shedeur Sanders winning that job and starting week 1 next year and then being good on that team with that offense and the line and the receivers around him, I can't wrap my head around that at all. Can you see that in your mind's eye, that actually happening?
I kind of feel like if anyone could do it, he could. And maybe, listen, the Browns messed up. I think they obviously should have kept Baker Mayfield, right? I think part of the reason why he had a bad last season is because he was hurt. He had the shoulder injury that he has now, actually. It's like that non-throwing shoulder. Deshaun Watson came in and was terrible. And he got hurt all the time. I wonder if the Browns at least would not make that mistake again. If they noticed and they realized they have something in the building, you don't just jettison it. For a shiny object of a draft pick or something.
See, that's the thing. I don't think Mayfield was going to do anything in Cleveland.
He already had done more for them than any other Cleveland Browns quarterback outside of Bernie.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that Cleveland's in any better spot if they'd kept. It was 2021. If they'd kept him, I don't think it would have made a difference. It's Cleveland. I mean, they've had a lot of things go wrong since Baker was in the building. And by the way, the market spoke on Baker. Baker couldn't even find a team. You know, I don't think
the market was wrong.
I think you're underestimating the impact of being on the Browns. Even with this confidence, it might not be enough.
I don't know. 888-710-4ISN, 888-710-4476. Is Shedeur actually the perfect person to try to get the Browns out of this decades-long funk at quarterback?
A win is crazy.
And then I was thinking about this. Think about if this does become like a Shedeur, like this amazing story with the Browns.
Mm-hmm.
Think about what the origin story is going to be here. He chose Cleveland. Remember, like the story is Shedeur dropped in the draft, 100%, day 3 pick, thought he was going to be a first-round pick. He messed up the pre-draft process. That doesn't go away. But Ravens wanted him, Eagles wanted him. And allegedly, Deion said no because they didn't want him sitting behind franchise quarterbacks where he would have no path to play. And I think that if Shedeur ends up becoming the Browns quarterback of the future, that aspect of it is going to get played up. He wanted this. He wanted all the bad things that come with the Browns. Shedeur was not scared of any of it. Deion wasn't scared of any, whatever you want to say. And they wanted this.
Do you think that the owner, Jimmy Haslam, he's obsessed with the Mannings, right? Do you think he calls his buddy Peyton and says, hey, if Arch comes out this year, we'll take him in number 5? How about that? And then you have a Manning and a Sanders there, and Johnny's a millionaire. that would be wild.
Yeah, see, I think I don't know why the Mannings are so about, at least the history would tell you, they're so about going to the perfect situation in the pros. Eli couldn't go to the Chargers, had to go to the New York Giants.
Right.
Peyton Manning didn't want to go to the Jets, went back to Tennessee, then goes to Indianapolis. Omaha! You're telling me that the Mannings are now saying, you know what, Cleveland, that's the place for Arch? Like, it doesn't make any sense.
No, I didn't say the Mannings. I said Jimmy Haslam would call them. I do think the Browns are going to have big plans at quarterback in the offseason. I don't know what they are exactly. I think they try and trade up or they try and convince Arch to come out. I think they're going to try something. I don't think it'll work. I think Arch is going back to Texas. But I don't think they're going to settle. I mean, they don't even want to play Shedeur now. They didn't even name him the starter after last week. I think that they have another ace up their sleeve, or they're going to try something big at this draft. Shedeur could, I guess, win this job for next year, but think about it. They're going to probably bring in a rookie, and they're probably going to have to commit hard to that guy. So that would put Shedeur as a backup. So how is he going to do all this as a backup?
888-710-4ISN, 888-710-4476. EJ, can we put that poll up? Is Shedeur Sanders actually the perfect person to get the Browns out of their quarterback funk? Because
it gets dangerous.
It's like, I think if you ask Shedeur, like, do you guys remember that movie? It was not a good movie. It was called Shallow Hal.
I love that movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, my mom loves that movie too. It's a Stewart favorite.
I kind of liked it.
It wasn't great.
Farrelly Brothers. Even
sorry.
a bad Farrelly Brothers movie is still awesome.
Exactly.
Okay, pardon me. I watched it one time. Maybe I need a rewind.
Not a fan.
Come on.
Not a fan.
I don't know.
Jack
Jason
Black.
Alexander had a tail.
Important lessons in that movie.
Right. That's
for
what I'm
young
getting
people.
to. That's what I'm getting to. So in Shallow Hal, obviously, like, he thinks his girlfriend looks like Gwyneth Paltrow. And in reality, she is not Gwyneth Paltrow. She looks a lot more ordinary, right? And
that's a shame.
I think that's like Shedeur with the Browns. I think everybody sees the Browns as like the ugly friend. And I think Shedeur sees them as like a 10 out of 10 supermodel. And you can't pierce it. Like, he has these glasses on where he sees the Browns as this, supermodel franchise. And everyone else looks at the Browns like, ugh, your career's going to die there. And he sees it as like, I'm taking her on the red carpet. I love it. I think this is what's going on. And maybe he's the perfect guy. And I think it has more to do with Shedeur. Like, he thinks anywhere he is the spot.
But I think that's become kind of a recent look at it. Because remember, during that draft process, he apparently didn't take interviews seriously with certain teams. And I assume one of them was the Browns. Like, I assume during that early, because they were one of the teams that were drafting high that needed a quarterback in theory. and they waited all the way until the 5th round to take him. So it seemed like he either wanted to go to the Raiders or the Giants, and he blew that interview with the Giants. So
thank God.
Maybe, I don't know if that's always how he has seen this. I think he has seen this as an opportunity. I think when things got bad and he kept falling, he's like, well, I can't go to the Ravens or the Eagles. They got entrenched quarterbacks. Look, this is a place I really didn't want to go there, but at least they have no quarterback in place that I can't beat out. I think that's how he looked at it. I think he looked at it as an opportunist, and it was smart, maybe.
Yeah, well, actually, probably should have gone to the Eagles now that you look back on it.
I mean,
Could have gone to the Ravens. He would have played.
I mean, I crushed him for that. I thought he should have taken the job at one of those teams. But, I mean.
Yeah, learn from a franchise QB as opposed to being in a quarterback room with Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, and Dylan Gabriel.
Yeah, but he is now playing, and he does have a shot. My only question with him being the perfect guy is, well, who's his Travis Hunter? Because I think, to me, that's the only way this thing's going to work. Is he needs to have a pass catching or some kind of great running back in the backfield to be his partner in crime. The thing at Colorado worked because he had a Heisman Trophy winner playing on the outside.
Okay, but EJ, if I'm an NFL team, I feel like it's a much easier assignment to find wide receivers and running backs than it is quarterbacks. Like we get tons of them coming out of the draft every year. Those two spots I feel like should be in theory the easiest to upgrade. And I know it's not always easy. Hell, look at my team. Buffalo Bills can't find a receiver. But
retweet.
They should be able to find a receiver and running back. And you do have Judy.
Yeah, I mean, Judy, but that's my thing is I'm talking about right now. Like, he's playing right. He doesn't have until next year to figure out, I'm going to prove. Like, this is his tryout. This is his audition. Is Jerry Judy going to be his Travis Hunter for these next 4 or 5 weeks?
He's got to stop dropping allowing the Raiders to punch the ball out.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, that's what my concern is. Does he have enough talent around him to actually consistently play well?
Seems to like Harold Fannin.
Oh, yeah, he does. I picked him up on my fantasy team.
Yeah, I know.
That's your Travis Hunter right there.
No, he's got Gage Larvadan, guys.
Excuse me?
Man.
What a hell of a name. Gage Larvadan is the guy who he was like practice squad with, or not practice squad, scout
preseason.
team.
Remember, they were hooking up in the preseason left and right.
Excuse me?
Yeah, I mean, the Browns, but still, I would, if I had to bet money, I would bet the Browns draft a guy and then they'd hope that Watson gets back. Because I think they could also commit to that. They seem to like that guy as well, which is kind of funny.
Yeah, what are you going to do when he comes back?
I'll believe that when I see it. 888-710-4ISN, 888-710-4476. Is Shedeur Sanders actually the perfect guy to break this horrible, I'm going to say streak, Pearl, curse, whatever you want to say.
This 1 week of practice.
Of terrible Browns quarterbacks. We've got lots more to do, including Lane Kiffin. We've got some updates on Lane. And, of course, Maggie and Perloff's big moment on campus comes to you in just moments. Sit tight.
You're in a
Well, drunk Uncle Sam used to stomp through the halls, voice all gravel and a whiskey shaking the walls. He was fired once, tossed out like a burnt piece of ham, but 2 years later they slapped on a badge and said, "You're the boss now, Sam." Infinity died with a splatter so rough, looked like someone dropped a turkey deep fryer in the mud. That whole thing blew up like a match in a cornfield, and Bella, he just strutted on past it like, boys, I never cared about that anyway. I got gravy to wheel. Daly's out back whipping rube again, serving aces like stuffing straight out of a tin. Crowds laughing, scoreboard flashing, rube yelling no fair. Bellotti's carving turkey like a champion cook, not a worry in the world, not a minute to spare. Thanksgiving tonight and drunk old Sam's feeling blessed. Got a beer in his hand and mashed potatoes on his vest. Infinity's gone, but the feast rolls on. Bellotti stands tall like a pilgrim king strong. Raise a glass for old drunk Uncle Sam. Ruby's limping off the court while Daly's waving goodbye. Bellotti fires up the oven with a patriotic cry. Turkey sizzling hotter than that infinity collapse. And Sam's telling stories long-winded half-naps. Talking about the day he got canned and laughed through the pain that came back 2 years later like a freight train. He slurs boys' lives like cranberry sauce on your sleeve. Sticky but sweet if you just believe. Bellotti nods like a sage with a drumstick, one carving and humming while the room sings along. So here's to the feast, to the comeback man, to the hungover legend they call Drunkle Sam. The tit he's buried, the court battle done. Daly's undefeated, Ruby's losing streak goes on. Belotti's our hero with his apron and his plan. Long live the king of Thanksgiving, good old Drunkle Sam.
One minute remaining. .45 seconds remaining. .30 seconds remaining. .15 seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
Welcome back, Maggie and Perloff Show. So I'm still confused by this poll. Are the 49ers a Super Bowl contender? 71% last update said no. So 29% think this is a Super Bowl contender. I really don't see it. They're about to go 10-4 because they have Cleveland and Tennessee next. So usually you say a 10-4 team with an all-time coach is a Super Bowl contender. I just don't know if they have the wide receivers. If when push comes to shove, they're going to have enough defensive playmakers. I do not quite understand how anybody, the 29%, view them as the Niners as a Super Bowl threat, but I'd love to hear it.
I'm kind of surprised they're 6.5-point favorite on the road in Cleveland.
Cleveland?
No, I know. Cleveland is not good, but a little different with Shador. And obviously, Myles Garrett is going for the sack record. So
how are they a little different with Shador?
I don't know.
I don't think Dylan Gabriel would have
I'm
won
sorry,
that
it
game.
opened at 6.5. Now it's down to 6. So people are slightly betting the Browns.
I mean, I think Dylan Gabriel would have won that game too, because Gabriel had a big win as well against a bad team.
I think the Browns might be a little bit of a different team at home. Obviously, the Packers found that out the hard way, but that was a long time ago. 888-710-4ISN earlier in the year. Let's hit our pal Kevin, who's in San Antonio, coming off the big reunion, Kevin. 40-year high school reunion, all the beautiful women there.
Yeah, I send you some more. I send you some more pictures. I didn't. When I started to send pictures, I said, "Well, let me go ahead and think about Maggie. I'm gonna go ahead and send pictures to both and Perloff and so forth." And I want you to do me a good favor. Wear a Victor Wembanyama jersey.
Oh, Pearl. Wembanyama jersey?
I mean,
Yes.
that kid's going to cost me a pretty penny, though, there, Kevin.
Well, you could buy a T-shirt.
Oh, like a cheapie. Okay. All right. I could do that.
Okay, now let's go back to the sports. Now, for the 49ers, I'm kind of scared about McCarthy because he's injury prone. Now, if you gonna wear him down to the ground, he gonna retire and then make commercials and so forth.
No, listen, Kevin, I think it's a legit concern. 30 carries last night to close out the game against Carolina, or 30 touches, excuse me, I thought was a little much. But I'm sorry. So Kevin sent us all these photos from his high school graduation. They're great. One of them says, this is the in the email, Pearl, with a picture of Kevin, says, "I don't chase women, women chase me." Rare.
Wow. Barn right there.
Hey, Kevin, can I also ask you another question? So you send us pictures of your breakfast every morning. Now you've also started to bake. Saw the chocolate cake look delicious. Are you doing a full Thanksgiving, or what's the deal with that?
No, I might be with family and so forth, and I cooked a small breakfast today. It was just like bacon and eggs, and that was it. So one day in the future, I might cook a Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah, but not now. Your family will take care of it.
Not now.
All right. You know what you could do? Kevin, thank you for the call. We also heard you got a birthday this week, so happy birthday to you. These women are smoking hot. Are you single? You got to check out I'm not trying to call attention to like any individual person, but Kevin's high school reunion was popping.
Evaluate these women. With you and these women at Kevin's high school reunion. Are you their agent or something? No. Evaluate these women.
Pearl, it's just
they're all
how attractive surrounding him, like in a way,
Can we get them with Manny?
It's the 40th high school reunion, folks.
Can Manny be picky?
Yeah.
Oh, Manny and Kevin being a buddy movie romance.
Big Friendly would be so jealous, though.
Oh, that's true, too.
Yeah.
Can we get those three together somehow?
Look out, ladies.
All right, well, maybe these beautiful women have beautiful daughters.
You want to go where the women are.
Yeah. Well, that's better off.
Got to smell good.
Got to get within smelling range.
Ian smelling range.
I jumped it. Kevin, cinnamon-flavored pancakes this week with bacon.
Can I ask a quick question? On the call screener said the Niners are due a rebuild. I'm looking at the age of their players. They are ancient, like decrepit old. I forgot Trent Williams, 37. Kittle's in his mid-30s.
They just re-signed
34.
him. They just re-signed Kittle.
U6 34.
Yeah.
And McCaffrey, you can see McCaffrey slowing down in real time. Like, none of these guys are going to be there in 2 years. So what is happening to this franchise? Actually, not to scare you.
No, they got rid of guys in the offseason. Remember that?
They actually got rid of Juszczyk, and then they changed their mind and brought him back.
Yeah.
They cut him.
They have they must have the most 30-plus starters. I guess the Commanders have a lot, too, because they built this whole team. Warner just turned 29 last week. Bose is 28, coming off multiple injuries. This is actually kind of a bleak scene if you look at it. Because obviously Trent Williams is amazing, but he can't play till he's 100. So what's happening to this franchise? Is this like an all-in year? Didn't look like it last night.
You're looking at me funny. I think
they're
playing the season that they're in, right? They're obviously going for it. They've got a super expensive quarterback.
Yeah.
They've got Christian McCaffrey. They gave more money to. This is you're looking at a go for it season. The problem is that the Rams and the Seahawks look a little more go for it. Definitely the Rams.
I think they go for it just out of necessity. Obviously, when you lose Nick Bosa, your best defensive player, that doesn't feel like a go-for-it season. But I don't know if they have a choice. And I noticed it last night, and I think you were pointing to do. McCaffrey is really, really good, but is he Christian McCaffrey of 2 years ago?
Well, they're running him like he is. He's leading the league right now in rushing attempts with 217 on the season through 12 games. He's leading the league in receiving in receptions with 81 on 103 targets. He's leading the league in touches, period, at 298. And he's leading the league in yards from scrimmage at 1,581. They are treating him like this is not a guy in his 9th season.
This to me speaks to the desperation of the week-to-week process of coaching and managing a team in the NFL. Because in theory, Christian McCaffrey is going to be there next year or maybe the year after that. this is a good Niners team, but with all the injuries, I think we all agree that they're probably not a Super Bowl team. You would think that maybe you'd be more cautious with McCaffrey the rest of the way, knowing that, hey, if we make the playoffs, great, we'll make some noise, but let's not run him into the ground, because maybe next year is our year where we really go for it, where we get some younger guys and we flip this roster over a little bit. But they're not thinking like that. 'Cause I think that they felt like after last season, how bad it went, they couldn't afford another 7 or 8 win season. So now you have CMC taking all these carries and all these hits. I wonder what he's going to be like next year.
Well, I mean, if they're smart, don't you move off McCaffrey at some point? I hate to be Belichickian, but at a certain point, he's going to be a 30-year-old running back. I don't know what the analytics say on that, but it can't be ideal.
Well, Pearl, they keep paying him. What are you possibly going to get for Christian McCaffrey? It's not going to be anywhere near what you traded to get him.
I mean, I don't know in the next 3 years how much they're really going to have to commit. I mean, I'm not saying trading him. I'm saying cutting him at some point.
So meanwhile, right now, if the playoffs started today, San Francisco would have the 7th seed, but there's still Detroit behind them. Dallas is behind them. So if you think those are playoff teams, and if you don't think Detroit's going to come back and win the division and they're going to be a wild card team, then this is going to be dicey here for San Francisco. They're in a dogfight. Let's get to Andrew Bogusch, who's got headlines on this very busy Tuesday.
And these headlines are sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Your small business keeps you on the go. Progressive Commercial Insurance keeps your policy within reach with our easy-to-use mobile app. Learn more at progressivecommercial.com. Whoop. Let's check in with the Westwood One radio booth for Monday Night Football. Ryan Fitzpatrick, I believe in his debut, joining Ryan Radke for Niners-Panthers, and Fitz worked his magic in the wrong direction for Brock Purdy.
Purdy is aggressive down the field. If they get a chance, they got to take him. I can't imagine that he's going to put another one in harm's way the rest of the game.
2nd down, 8 for the 49ers. Clock moving, 6:35 to go second quarter. 7-0 San Francisco. 2 receivers right, single man left. Robinson in motion from left to right. Purdy gets the snap. He's back, fakes the handoff, plants his feet. Time, looking, throws down the middle of the field. Intercepted again! It's the 3rd of the game. The 2nd for Horn, who races out of bounds on the far sideline.
That's what you call an announcer's jinx.
Yep. Purdy 3 first half INTs, but the Panthers only turned them into 3 points. Purdy played safe in the second half. Christian McCaffrey ran for a score, and the Niners pulled out a 29 win. McCaffrey asked postgame if he had any message for his QB after that 3rd pick.
It's like if I make a mistake, I know I make a mistake. Or if I have a drop, I know, somebody says catch the ball, it's like it makes you want to knock them out. It's like those aren't. There's not really nothing to say. You just keep on playing.
Playing against his former team for the first time, CMC ran for 89 yards, caught 7 passes for 53 more. His 10th game this season with over 100 scrimmage yards. The Panthers began the night tied with the Bucs atop the NFC South. Now they're 2nd in the division and 9th in the conference. Justin Tucker works out for the Saints today. It's his first workout since his 10-week suspension ended. The former Raven, as you may remember, accused by multiple massage therapists of sexual misconduct. Shohei Ohtani will play for Japan again in the World Baseball Classic in March.
Least surprising news of the day yesterday.
NBA last night, just 17 points for Nikola Jokic, but he did have 16 assists.
Back over to Joker. He's guarded by Aldama. 5 on the clock. He gets a behind-the-back pass over to Peyton Watson. You gotta be kidding me.
Jason Kosmiski, Nuggets Radio. This spinning behind-the-back bounce pass helping Denver close out a 125-115 win in Memphis.
That guy's a freak.
The Piston win streak is up to 13, tying the franchise record after a 122-117 final in Indiana. On the flip side, the Pelicans snapped their 9-game skid, 143-130 over the Bulls. Zion scored 29.
Wow.
Anybody want to guess how many rebounds he had in this full night's effort?
3.
I heard 3.
I'm going lower. 1, based on your intonation.
1 is correct. He played a full NBA game, scored 29 points, and had 1 rebound.
So he must be 6'1" and play guard, right?
Or scoring from half court. I don't understand how this happened.
He's not that much taller. I don't know how tall you think he actually is.
He's like 6'9", 6'10", is he not?
Ooh,
No, he's only like 6'7".
Really?
I don't even think he's that.
All
I
right,
think he's like Charles Barkley kind of lied about his height kind of guy.
Somebody get basketball reference up.
But give me his combine measure.
Bizarre. Of all the things we talk about with Zion, and there's other things that make more sense, like the injuries and all that, like the fact that he's such a terrible rebounder is weird.
Yeah, it's funny that you went to Barkley there. You're like, he's about Barkley's height. I'm like the guy who was known for rebounding.
Yeah, one of the best rebounders. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it reminds me a lot of Barkley, except for the rebound. Like the fact that he's the round mound kind of super, what was it, a dancing bear kind of thing.
The Basketball Reference has Zion 6'6", 284.
So he's 6'3".
Yeah, 6'6", 284.
Yeah, he did not measure at the draft combine, so we'll never actually know what his real height is, I guess.
284 is bananas.
And I hate these sentences, but I'm going to say one here. I feel like all of us could accidentally get 2 rebounds in an NBA game if we were out there.
Not true.
I agree.
Yeah, why not? Long rebound?
Yeah,
Comes out right to you?
There's
Exactly.
so many threes that are shot now.
You're not fast enough to beat a professional athlete. It would have to literally come right to you.
Yeah, and that's what I'm
If
saying.
it's a long rebound and it's kind of up for
Maggie,
grabs.
there are games where there are 100 threes taken. Yes, I think you'll get lucky.
Yeah.
And now scoring, that's a whole different thing.
Right, scoring I know, but I think a rebound, just being on the weak side for a carom or something long out of the free throw line. If I'm out there, I can get you. I can get you 2 rebounds.
Jose Alvarado can grab 2 rebounds a game, and he's like 5'8". He's like my height.
I think you would be able to score because they wouldn't cover you, so that you'd be standing alone.
I couldn't hit it though.
But you don't need to
The problem
defend me.
is actually getting the ball in the basket, Perloff.
Yeah, I mean, I think that you'd have nobody on you clearly.
That's not good enough.
Pearl, do you think you could score in an NBA game? You actually played basketball at some level.
Absolutely. I totally think I could. I mean, I assume there's going to be. My guy is going to be covering somebody else if he has any brains.
I'll tell you what, when I sat with Perloff at the Knicks game, just the physicality of this is a regular season game. The physicality in the paint made me think like, nope, I want none of this. I want no smoke. I mean, Jalen Brunson is being just hounded by Kelly Oubre, who's 6'7", grabbing him, holding him, and I'm like, I don't know how this guy does anything.
Yeah,
he's a wizard. Like I don't know how anybody scores in the NBA. These guys are so big and so athletic. It's crazy.
Pearl, what would be your move to go get those 2 points or even 3 points?
I'm standing 20 feet away from the basket all alone.
I thought you were going to give me something.
Move.
I thought you were going to give me something more spicy. You know, like a dream shake, low post, low block, dream shake. Sky, give me some
Andrew
flair.
Perloff, God Sham got over here.
I mean, I feel like I would not do anything where don't hold the ball for more than half a second because they will fly and block the shot, right?
Definitely.
Block mine, maybe mine, not yours. You're 6'10".
I was thinking about this. So, of all the sports that you could possibly play, what is one where a non-athlete could come in and do anything? I think it's got to be like golf, something where there's not a defender.
God, we are so far away from pro golfers.
No, I get that.
Yeah,
I'm just saying there can't be one
like,
where a defensive end is bearing down on us. That's not going to work. Can't be basketball.
But how about a kicker?
I don't know.
Have you tried to make a field goal?
Yeah, I might make a short one.
You seen College Game Day? Those kids can't kick when it comes to Pat McAfee.
I know.
Trying to give him some money and try to make a kick.
McAfee gives him 100 chances.
Yeah, now they're getting all these ringers. Before you couldn't be allowed to have previous soccer or kicking experience, and now they have kids that are hiring other kids to kick for them so they can make these field goals.
I know.
It's
Everyone
like
understands
ridiculous.
the assignment. They just want to see the field goal go through.
Oh, I like to see the kids miss sometimes.
Special
like, just
teams.
Give me a little drama. I don't want to see the guy that kicked in his ankle.
I'm just also thinking like ping pong, no. Swimming, no.
Frisbee. Ultimate
No.
Frisbee.
I think I could survive an inning at second base.
Oh
yeah.
But think about it. You
But
also could
defensively.
die.
No, fair enough. I think I'm good enough to avoid the death.
I don't know if you are,
You
dude.
go into shallow right.
Yeah,
Just like, you know how back those guys are now.
It's coming off about 100 miles an hour. You don't have a prayer.
Hopefully it doesn't.
But then you're just hoping a prayer now. There's no...
Yeah, I mean, I said I survive an inning. Like,
You only have
maybe
to
the
be
ball.
scared of the left-handed hitters. A right-handed hitter is not going to kill you.
Say that to Giancarlo Stanton, who got an exit velo of like 115. That
Yeah.
comes right out of your face. I bet Bogus is
The
ducking and
second
covering.
baseman?
Yeah,
When's
and
the
Jeff
last time
McNeil's not
Stanton
feeling
hit?
that anyway.
They wouldn't even play a second baseman if they were allowed.
He's late on some pitches, and he'll drive one right into the dirt at second base.
I can't think of a sport. Like, I'm telling you, if we sat out there to try to return a serve from the 500th ranked person in the world, you wouldn't even touch the ball. Like, there's not tennis. Like, there's nothing. There's not one thing.
Well, there was that one rich guy who got into that tennis tournament by just paying his way in.
Oh, Bill Ackman, right?
Maybe. I don't know. But he got his derrière handed to him.
I remember Billy Crystal, the actor, got an at-bat at a Yankee spring training, and Paul Mahallam, who did... I think very little. Struck him out on 3 pitches.
Who's the number one female tennis player in the world right now? Anybody?
Sabalenka, right?
Iga Swiatek.
Do you think
Like
you think you can get a point off of her?
No.
All right. How about today's Billie Jean King?
No.
What does that mean?
Like Billie Jean
Like
King at
70-year-old.
80?
Like,
70-year-old.
you know, 70-year-old,
Oh, like
80-year-old.
current
Like
Billie
today,
Jean King?
like Billie Jean King, and Maggie is
First of
across
all,
from her.
the
and she's about to
intimidation
serve.
factor off the charts. Secondly, no, absolutely not. But I'm
Have some
aware.
faith.
Anyway,
Bring back
888.
Pros versus Dros. I keep saying that on this
Yeah,
show.
that was a good show.
This is why we talk it. We don't do it. 888-710-4ISN. I'll speak for myself. Coming up next, we'll check in on Lane Kiffin and also college football changing its format yet again. We've got some news for you. M&P.
Drunk old Sam rolled up late with a grin on his face, holding fryer oil like a trophy all over the place. Daly stood there shaking like a leaf in his shoe. Sam said, relax, boy, frying turkey is something you cannot lose. Infinity's gone, just smoke on the wind. But Sam said a feast heals all, let Thanksgiving begin. Man, he started yapping into that cursed mic again. Words drifting everywhere without reason or end. Crowd big, someone shut him off before we all go insane. Grunkle whispered, I will hit that switch myself if I have to, friend. This is Thanksgiving chaos, and the fryer's blazing hot. Daily learning deep fry secrets from a legend who drinks a lot. Pilates still missing, probably sleeping through the plan. Infinity buried in the backyard behind the minivan. Raise a cup of gravy and cheer for the clan, because nobody owns Thanksgiving like Drunk old Sam. Sam lowered that bird with a crackle and roar, oil splashing upward like a tidal turkey war. Daly jumped back 10 feet, scared out of his mind. Sam laughed, boy, this is nothing. You are doing just fine. Then Manny's voice crept back through the speakers once more. Everyone groaned and yelled, turn his mic off, we implored. Sam wiped his brow, took a sip and leaned back slow. Said, let me tell you something from a long time ago. I had one girlfriend who made me wax everything clean, every inch, every spot, every place in between. And I looked smoother than a butterball turkey, ready to bake. Never again, boys, that was my one big mistake. Daly spit out his drink, man, he froze like a statue. Sam said, true story, son, that girl nearly broke me in two. Out on the tennis court, Daly is beating Rube again, serving fireballs while Rube mutters, this cannot be happening, friend. Bilotti's desk is empty, chair cold as stone. 3 days no show, like he vanished from his phone. Drunkle grinned and said the man is a Thanksgiving legend. He shows up only when fate decides that he should be present. This is Thanksgiving glory, fryer popping like a band. Drunkle Sam teaching lessons only he understands. Man, he finally muted, peace restored to the land. Daily bragging he can now fry turkey on command. Bellotti still missing, but forever the man. Infinity long gone, yet spirits still stand. Raise your beer to the comeback and the holiday plan, because nobody rocks Thanksgiving like our King, Drunk Uncle Sam.
It was a big weekend in the world of college football. Here's Maggie and Perloff's big moment on campus.
All right, welcome back, Maggie and Perloff Show. Before we get to this week's big moment on campus, we have to take a look back to last week, Pearl. You'll remember someone turned a garbage can into a golf cart.
Would you want to drive a trash can, yes or no?
Yes. I mean, garbage day is Wednesday in Orlando, so Tuesday I bring the garbage out every night, 2 of those. I'd love to put a little motor on them, scoot down my driveway.
Montana State just got a 28-yard field goal. They've scored 17.
And the 2-2. Fan from Montana State had turned a trash can into some kind of vehicle and drove it onto the field. Going to be tough to top.
We're still not 100% sure why, but
I love when people have hobbies.
Because why not? It's the FCS.
Feels like a long ago bygone era when people just had hobbies. But anyway, this week we take you to Death Valley. It was senior day, and Brian Kelly, the fired LSU coach, well, his son was still on the team, and his son had a message for his dad.
And one of those seniors is Brian Kelly's son. This is Kenzel Kelly coming out pregame. Pay special attention to that T-shirt he's got underneath his jersey.
Go Tigers! Long live BK! Free my boy! Free my boy BK! You know who?
You ever call your dad your boy?
No, never did.
Yeah.
I'm here with my family.
Never thought to refer to a parent as "that's my boy." But there we go. That's Kenzel Kelly on senior day shouting out his dad, Brian Kelly.
that's pretty cool. Have you followed any of the litigious stuff going on with him? It is. I actually am on his side on this one. I feel like LSU is like trying to defy all logic with the way they're treating Brian Kelly post-firing.
Yeah, they don't want to pay the buyout. So now they're saying that they never actually fired him. And they never actually fired him. And now they want to go back and try to find a way to fire him for cause.
Free my boy, BK.
So then he now sued the school. Brian Kelly, BK, sued the school. And the latest thing, Pearl, this was Pete Thamel from yesterday, had a report that Brian Kelly is now alleging that all of this stuff being up in the air with LSU is preventing him from getting another job.
Free my boy, BK.
So even if he want to get another job to offset some of the money that they're going to very likely owe him, he can't do it because all of this legal stuff is hanging over him.
So, and they do have an offset like James Franklin? I'd imagine
There's
so.
like a mitigated language, right?
Yeah.
I believe so.
The funny thing is, I don't know if anyone else had this thought. Why would you just sit on that $50 million? Why do you want to go coach a lower tier D1?
Well, first, I'm wondering if he's looking at all these openings and saying, do I have to go coach a lower tier? Like maybe he's looking at, maybe he wants Auburn would be a little weird, but maybe he wants.
I mean, Auburn's a pain in the butt. I feel
maybe
like
he wants Cal, maybe he wants UCLA, maybe he wants to retire in. Oh, who else is open? Arkansas. I don't know.
Would you really
ever call your dad your boy?
Million?
No.
I would just take the money in this case. Maybe wait.
Or how
wait
about this? Maybe he's alleging that this is not allowing him to get another job, and that's why they're going to owe him the full amount.
But I don't even think he needs to allege. Like, just give me the money. That's what I would say.
LSU does not want to give him the money.
Yeah.
That's how contentious this thing is.
And if I do like his team is just not having it at all.
His legal team.
His legal team, right. The people around him are just like, yep, no, we want the money. He's not playing games with them. And we know a lot about the LSU because the governor gave that speech about where's the money going to come from? Well, I guess you have money reportedly for Lane Kiffin, but you don't have money for Brian Kelly. Just pay the money, get this thing over with. I don't know why Brian Kelly would take it at least a year to enjoy the money. Why would you go to UCLA or Arkansas
I don't
to
know,
get your butt kicked for a year?
I don't know. There's just a lot of openings right now, and this is going to be an expensing coaching cycle. But it is true. There are like so many mysteries in this world, Bigfoot, who shot JFK, like
Loch Ness Monster.
Yeah, stuff like that. And also, does LSU have any money? It seems like it should be right up there because every day, Pearl, you hear something different. Yeah. We talked to our guy, Matt Moscona, down at LSU, Locked On Tigers. He's like, we don't exactly have this kind of money in the couch cushions. But then you realize that, they could be preparing a $100 million contract for Lane Kiffin.
Yeah, Joe Klatt said they were, if not number 1, 2, or 3 in how much money they had to offer a coach.
So,
and he's
pay Brian Kelly to go away then.
Fox's lead broadcaster. Yeah, I don't know. I don't understand why wouldn't they have the money? I'm not quite sure. Why wouldn't Ole Miss have the money? Well, we'll get into Lane Kiffin later, but I don't understand how colleges get the money for all of this, but boosters sure seem to like to give money to these programs.
I know, at least with Texas A&M, they paid that insane buyout to Jimbo Fisher, right? $70+ million. They owned it. They didn't try to get the money back. They didn't try to sue them.
They got oil money up. So down there. So
I know.
They have tons of money.
They just owned it.
I think LSU has that oil money too. Isn't there oil near Louisiana? I hate to be so ignorant, but I imagine there is some rich person who could deal with this and just have it be done.
888-710-4ISN, 888-710-4476. There you go. Kenzel Kelly, your new big man on campus in the Maggie and Perloff show. Coming up next, we had a fight after the game last night. What?
You ever call your dad your boy?
No.
You're in a 5-minute break.
Up of gravy and cheese.
Pine Needles wakes up at dawn. Coffee brewing, screen turned on. He's got a favorite show to see, the Maggie and Perloff Symphony. Oh, Pine Needles are tuned in tight to Infinity Sports Radio every night. Maggie and Perloff, your daily delight. In their words, you find your life. From highlights to the breaking news, every take you can't refuse. In the chat, he's always there with comments, questions, wisdom to share. Oh, Pine Needles are tuned in tight to Infinity Sports Radio every night. Maggie and Perloff, your daily delight. In their words, you find your life. When the games get tough and the stakes are high, Pine Needles knows where to rely on the voices that break it down. Maggie and Perloff never let him down. He's got a playlist all saved up, from epic wins to the close-up, loyal viewer through and through. Pine Needles.
Down in San Antonio, there's a man you should know. Kevin Lamelli puts on quite a show. 50 push-ups, 50 sit-ups with your squats in a row. A workout machine, he's got that morning glow. Kevin Lamelli, breakfast king. That exact time, hear the syrup sing. Sometimes it's oatmeal, he's keeping it clean, but every single morning he's living the dream. Tunes into Maggie and Perloff on YouTube each day. Comments rolling in, got plenty to say. But there's one thing missing, it's becoming a trend. Where's Manny at? Didn't he just begin? Like his mentor Belani, he's coasting the crew, consistently MIA. What's a viewer to do? Kevin Lambo, breakfast king. That exact time, hear the syrup sing. Sometimes it's oatmeal, he's keeping it.
Now Bailey rode into town with suspicion in his eyes, saying Captain got a secret and he's hiding it inside. That judge lost in darkness, Brian thinking that spinning wheel.
Oh Lord, what a distress. But Maggie and Perloff, they shine so bright, like a star in the desert on a Texas night. Daily says it's shady, but I swear on my name, I just push the buttons, I don't play no games. Now Peter Bellotti, well he don't show, and that man's supposed to be running this show. If there's a tech problem, don't look at me. Ask the guy who's missing more than Tennessee team. So Davey, my friend, don't spread that lie. I ain't no bandit, I just make strings fly. But Maggie and Perloff, they shine so bright, like a star in the desert on a Texas night. Daily says it's shady, but I swear on my name, I just push the buttons, I don't play no games. Now Peter Bellotti, well he don't show, and that man's supposed to be running this show. If there's a tech problem, don't look at me. Ask the guy who's missing more than Tennessee team. So, Danny, my friend, don't spread that lie. I ain't no bandit, I just make strings fly.
15 seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
Maggie and Perloff on the Infinity Sports Network.
Another blitz coming. Young looking over the middle, throws, and it's picked off by Brown! At the 23-yard line, the second of the game for Jair.
Best game of the year for Jair Brown.
2 picks. Thank you so much to 49ers Radio Network. Final score was 20-9, Pearl, although it felt like the 49ers were always in control of this game, which is rare when your quarterback throws 3 interceptions all in the first half, but the Panthers could only turn that into 3 points. This was a bad Panther game, but I don't know if anyone's really expecting the Panthers. You know, they blew an opportunity to take first place in the NFC South. As far as like long-term outlook, I don't know how excited people are about the Panthers. The 49ers, on the other hand, are really interesting because they now have 8 wins on the season, which you would think, oh, this is a good team. They have 8 wins, but I'm not so sure if they're a good team.
Well, they're okay. I mean, they're probably going to go to 10-4 because they have Tennessee and Cleveland next, and playoff seems pretty safe based on all the odds. But are they good enough to win a playoff game? By talent, no. By coach, maybe. I think that I'm not sure who they would end up playing. I imagine the Rams will capture the division, so there'll be a wild card. Maybe they go to Green Bay or something. Who knows what's going to happen here? But I think they're going to have a chance to win a playoff game. Are we talking Super Bowl? No way. There's just no way that they're going to get past the Rams, the Eagles, the Lions, the Packers. I just think they go on a run with this talent level right now where they are, unless Brock Purdy completely transforms. But the quarterback you saw last night, do you see him making a run?
No, I don't. And, obviously he's coming off a 3-pick game, so maybe this is the wrong time to ask, although he probably should have thrown 2 interceptions last week against the Cardinals, but the Cardinals defensive backs just dropped those passes. But you're saying that they're definitely a playoff team. Okay. They're the 7 seed right now if the playoffs were to start today, but they've got some teams behind them that are very interesting. First is Detroit. So if you think the Chicago Bears and Green Bay and Detroit are all getting in the playoffs in the NFC North.
I didn't say the Bears.
You think the Bears with 8 wins also are going to drop out?
Well, I know Detroit and Green Bay both have higher playoff odds than the Bears.
Okay, well, they both have 7 wins where the Bears have 8 wins. I'm just saying if we're even jockeying for wild card, right?
No, I think the Niners can out-jockey. I'm not worried about any of those teams because they have way harder schedules.
Okay, and then your precious Dallas Cowboys, who I know you wrote a whole big piece about their path to the playoffs. The Cowboys are sitting there at 10. Obviously, Carolina is at 9, but they just won the head-to-head against Carolina. I don't know here. It's just the 49ers just feel like purely a function of their schedule, and they're going to Cleveland, and they're a 6-point favorite now next week with Shedeur Sanders. I don't know. I don't know if it's a given.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. If they can't beat Cleveland, then they don't deserve to be here. But they also have Chicago coming to San Francisco. They'll be favored in that game. Seattle might not be playing for anything in Week 18. I just think that if they could get to 11 wins, then they're fine. 11 will get you in. 11 almost always gets you in. There was one year where the Dolphins didn't get in with 11. The reason the Cowboys and the Packers are in good shape is they have that tie.
Yeah.
So if they can get to 10, what is it? I can't do the math. Manny, help me out. 10, 6, and 1?
Yeah.
That'll get you in, too. That's almost like having 11 wins. But I think the Niners are going to be fine. If they can win at Cleveland, all they have to do is not pass the ball. So Myles Garrett cannot kill Brock Purdy, and have Mac Jones sitting there right behind him, because just watch out for Myles Garrett. Do not block him with one guy like the Raiders tried to do. That was ridiculous. And they're fine. I mean, how many points do they really need to win to beat Cleveland?
Well,
21?
not many. Yeah, no, not many. I'll give you that. You know, it's funny. The 49ers playoff odds are actually massive. They're like 89% chance to make the playoffs right now. And even if they lose three of their last 6 games, is that right? Wait, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pardon me, I'm doing math now. Even if they lose 3 of their last 5 games, they still have a 60% chance to make the playoffs. I don't know. It's so interesting about the 49ers, right? They have all this drama going on with Brandon Ayuk. Hell, their quarterback has missed several games this season, and yet it feels like they're always just hanging around. Either some years they're hanging around, some years they're dominant. It's an odd franchise, a proud franchise, but it's an odd era here to kind of get your finger on when we're looking at the Kyle Shanahan, John Lynch era. Because you said something else about Kyle Shanahan is this amazing playoff coach.
In the early rounds, for sure.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's like he does have a great playoff record. He's 8-4 in playoff games, but he has these really high-profile losses as well in the Super Bowl. One as an offensive coordinator with Atlanta, and then the 2, double-digit leads that they held in fourth quarters against the Chiefs in the Super Bowl and lost both those games. It's just,
it's hard.
The 49ers are just a lot.
It's hard to see any of that coming in this year's playoff. I mean, this schedule is absolutely, utterly insane. There's the AFC East and the Niners seem to get these crazy schedules that make no sense. I mean, look at the teams they beat. Carolina, Arizona, who's given up on the season, the Giants, who are terrible, Falcons, who are utterly terrible. They did beat the Rams. Now, that one is impressive. But then the Cardinals, Saints, and the early season win over the Seahawks. So, I don't think the Seahawks really knew who they were at that point of the season. This is working out. It's working out nicely. So at least they get to the playoffs. 89%. Was that according to the Times?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the Vegas odds are probably a little bit lower than that. But the thing about all those other teams, they have to play each other. The Lions' schedule's tough. The Bears have a very tough schedule. They're not favored in many games moving forward at all. So I think the Niners have a good path. If they do not make it, that is a total implosion. And that's really on Kyle Shanahan.
Okay, 888-710-4ISN, 888-710-4476. If I were to ask you, what's the biggest surprise of the season so far? And I guess when you look at the division leaders right now, who are you most stunned to be that you see at the top of the standings?
I mean, to me, it's by far, it's got to be the Patriots. We knew the Patriots might be good because we're talking about easy schedules. Their schedule is just
cupcake,
insane.
Yep.
But their win total coming into the season was 8.5. They're already at 10-2. And we knew Drake May was promising. He's already an MVP candidate. This happened way faster than I thought it was going to happen.
Yep.
And I'm not totally sure that they're a contender by any means. But at 8.5 win total to win probably 13 games, that is very surprising to me. Because to win 13 games, you are elite. Like, you're a contender. I had no idea that Mike Vrabel could do this quick. I knew he was a good coach. We all knew that. But they look just really, at times, dominant. At times, they go back to the old Patriots. But last week was not the prettiest game of all time.
No.
I just can't believe how good their offense is. Because look who Drake May is throwing to. I mean, it's not exactly murderer's row there. And Travion Henderson got a late start. Their running back at Ohio State. I had literally, if you asked me before the season, I'm like, oh, yeah, I could see Mike Vrabel sneaking into a wild card. Being the number 1 seed in the AFC, I would not have believed you.
Is it Mike Vrabel deserves a lot of credit, but is it him? Is he responsible for the offense, or is this Josh McDaniels? And, McDaniels, the stock could not get any lower after the Raiders stint, obviously, and he got fired there. But as an offensive coordinator with the Patriots, Josh McDaniels is nails. Like, I think he's really helped Drake May because you're
Definitely.
right. Who is he throwing to?
Yeah, but Vrabel won all these games in Tennessee, though.
Well, he's throwing to Stephon Diggs. I mean, that's a help.
Yeah, but I think that Vrabel, though, is proven he can win a ton of regular season games. I don't know. I can't credit Josh McDaniels. I can't do that because it's
You're
Josh
Mr.
McDaniels.
Against the grain. It'd be against the grain to give Josh McDaniels all this credit. He's
he's getting a lot of love for
coordinator.
this, but I think it's Vrabel will coach the game he's in and find a way to win. Yeah, I don't really see this as a function of Josh McDaniels, except that obviously Vrabel got him back in the fold here. Did you see them being this good at all?
No, especially after the first loss to the Raiders at home. I was like, oh boy, I guess the Patriots are going to take a little bit longer to get this thing going. I couldn't tell the difference in that first game between Vrabel and Gerard Mayo. I thought it was the same. But I think what's almost most impressive about the Patriots, they're not my pick for this, but just to add to your argument, not only are they 10-2, the Patriots are 6-0 on the road. That's impressive. For a second-year quarterback, Pearl, and for...
Yeah.
Again,
Tennessee,
their schedule is not amazing, but
at Tennessee
but
and New
still.
Orleans. They did win that game against the Bills. I was shocked. I was sure that was one of the ones where you were just doing a Lou Holtz and making the opponent look really, really good coming to that game. But you told me, watch out, they could drop this game, and you were right.
Yep. Okay, so that's your most surprising division leader. Mine's got to be Indianapolis. They're at 8 wins right now. Came into the season, win total was 7.5, so they surpassed that. But to me, it's about how Daniel Jones became this guy. Now, they're coming off a loss to the Chiefs, so maybe this is not the right day to be singing the praises of Daniel Jones because at the end of the game, he basically could not complete a pass. Not basically. He could not complete a pass and went 9 straight passes without a completion. But I thought this was Houston's division to win now for the next 5 years. And I thought that the Colts were doing that thing again where they were cycling through veteran quarterbacks trying to find a guy. It was Phillip Rivers. It was Carson Wentz. They brought Matt Ryan back. Flacco was in the building. Then they take the swing on Anthony Richardson. It's a disaster. Like, he's got all the talent, but he has no ability or whatever and then he got hurt. And you thought, all right, everyone's getting fired and Shane Steichen's on the hot seat and all of that. And look at what they've done. And listen, the rest of that division outside of Tennessee, they're not terrible. Jacksonville Jaguars are not a terrible team. Houston's not terrible. Their offense has taken a minute to get together and CJ Stroud is hurt. But to me, Indy being top of the AFC South is shocking.
Yeah, but you see them sustaining this. Aren't you a little worried that they're going to slide a little bit? In fact, there's a real chance they don't win the division.
Well, we're doing this exercise today. So
Right.
today, I don't know what the future is going to hold for Indy. I mean, they were leading KC 20-9 with 7 minutes left to go in that game. They should have won that game.
I totally understand what you're saying, but I look at this team, I'm like, are they that much different than the team listen, what's more impressive, to go 8-3 with Daniel Jones or to have a winning record with Anthony Richardson as starting quarterback? I mean, Shane Steichen has won with everybody at quarterback. He was 9-8 with Gardner Minshew, basically. Then he was 8-9 with a combination of Joe Flacco, Anthony Richardson. Who was the other guy? I feel like somebody else got some shot last year. So they know how to win games. My only concern is their season is going to end up closer to the last 2 seasons than we think. I don't see them continue their winning way. I think they, at best, split with Houston. And then I think the Jags might get them too. I think they're going to end up being an 11-6 team. That's why I didn't love the Sauce Gardner trade, because I thought that they over scouted themselves. He's great, by the way. Sauce has looked really good there. But you make a trade like that when you think you're on the brink of a Super Bowl. I don't quite see them there. So, yeah, did I see them being 8-3 at this point in the season? No. But look at their schedule, Maggie. Houston, at Jacksonville, at Seattle, San Francisco, Jacksonville again, and Houston again. It's possible that they don't get more than 11 wins. And then what are we making of this whole season? Is it really going to go where we want it to go? Where I think the Patriots, again, I argue the Patriots, they could fall flat in playoffs too, but they're going to end up at 13 or 14 wins, which is insane.
Yeah, they're going to have home field throughout, most likely. We're asking what's the most surprising division leader right now. is the answer actually the Broncos because you are in a division with the Kansas City Chiefs. And the Chiefs are not even in second place. They're in third place right now in that division because the Chargers have got off to a very good start, and now we'll see if they can handle the injuries on the offensive line.
Well, right. The Broncos, I like what you're saying. The Broncos being good is not shocking.
No, they made the playoffs last year.
Not Kansas City not being better is shocking.
Yes, that's the more interesting part of it. You could also maybe throw a vote in here for the Bears. The Bears being in first place, but it almost feels like I still don't exactly know how the Bears are doing this. How are they winning all these last-second games? It's impressive, but you almost want to say, all right, take a screenshot of the standings because I don't know how long they're going to be in first place.
Yeah,
Big game coming up against your Eagles on Black Friday.
So they got the Eagles, at Packers, Cleveland, Green Bay, at San Francisco, and Detroit. Oof, it's going to be hard. That is going to be fun. But maybe they give the Eagles a hard. The Eagles are struggling on offense. I'm not sure this is guaranteed one way or the other. Maybe all these teams, the Colts, Bears, we're waiting for them all to fall apart. But I'll tell you my pick. No one expects the Patriots to fall apart because they don't play anybody except your Bills.
Yeah, what's the you were just recording your Sports Minute in the break, and what you did the line you are what your record says you are, right?
No, but that's not true generally.
I don't think that's the story of this year. Because there's a lot of teams whose record might not be what they are. San Francisco, who played last night and beat the Carolina Panthers 20-9. If you didn't stay up for that one, doesn't feel like they're really a solid 8-win team right now. Patriots, good team. Again, 6-0 on the road, but they've played absolutely no one outside of Buffalo. And by the way, beating the Bills right now is not exactly, like a big feat.
The Bills
lost to Miami.
Bills are at least 7-4. I mean, that's better than beating some teams. New England has both New York teams left on their schedule. That's nice. And they have the Dolphins to close out the season. I mean, I don't know. The Dolphins, by the way, have they played in a month? I don't know what they are, but they might be actually okay. that might be a harder game than we think. Yeah, I agree. It is I don't know how you exactly word that. It is not a what your record says you are year. It's the opposite.
Yeah.
It's like college football.
You get that Big Ten, that bottom of the Big Ten schedule.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, you're in business. Let's go to Larry, who's in Rochester. Good morning, Larry. How you doing?
Hey, what's up, guys? How you guys doing today?
We're great. You outside, man?
All right, great. Yeah, I'm driving. I'm working. I got but I just pulled over, so I'm good to go.
Okay. What's on your mind?
So you guys talking about the upcoming game between San Fran and Cleveland. I remember as a gambler, Perloff, you should know all your bad beats, right? Those stick in your head. I remember 2 years ago, San Fran was at Cleveland and San Fran was -9. I just had a free square. I thought I was a free square on the money line, put them in my parlay, and they were the only loser. They lost that day to Philip Walker. So why can't Shador beat this team on? They didn't look that great last night. I'm scared as hell. I look at it first, and I'm like a free square, licking my chops. And then I remember that bad beat 2 years ago. 2 years ago. And I think that San Fran team was better then, and I think that Cleveland team was worse back then than it is now. What's your guys' thoughts on that game coming up?
Who was the Browns quarterback on that game?
Philip Walker.
Oh, it was Philip Walker was on the Browns. Remember when Jameis beat the Steelers too? The Browns will surprise you once in a while. They do have the best defensive player on the planet, so maybe he's right.
Larry, I remember that game because didn't they knock Brock Purdy around in that game? He got completely crunched, and I think he missed the next game, if I'm not mistaken. Now I'm doing this off memory.
Yeah, they smoked them, and they were a 9-point favorite at Cleveland, and they got rocked.
Hey, Larry, can I ask you a question? Because I married a guy from Rochester, New York, and I'm from upstate, and so I'm kind of like an honorary member of Rochester. Can you describe what a garbage plate is?
Yeah, garbage plate is mac salad, home fries, basically 2 cheeseburgers, hot sauce, ketchup, mustard. Basically, that's a garbage plate.
And how many lives have you seen a garbage plate save?
Oh my God, it's great. It's the late night food of choice in Rochester, New York.
Larry, thank you for that. I think sometimes the crew here doesn't believe me that that's cuisine.
I know.
In Western New York.
I'm familiar with the cuisine of Western New York.
Manny went to college in Buffalo, so he got a little taste.
A little beef on weck, why not?
It's like you guys don't think that would ruin lives, right? What Larry just described.
Yeah.
Mac salad.
A garbage plate. You want to order that?
Yeah, you think that kills people. It saves people. Whether it's the night of or the day after. Garbage plate.
Why aren't you just eating wings 24/7? That's what you guys have. Just do that.
Well,
Garbage
Wingstop-
plate
well,
stuff. We
Wing-
don't need this.
There's 2 more meals of the day.
So what? You 3 meals. You can have wings for 3 meals. All right. Mix up the blue cheese with something different, maybe for your morning or whatever.
Yeah.
The garbage plate. I don't understand this. You got America's greatest food right there. And you're eating garbage plates.
You want to know what it is, EJ? You don't drink, so
Yeah, you get inebriated and have one of those. It's one of the best meals you've ever had in your life.
exactly, man. He's got it. You know, it's a certain kind of state of being that you have to be in.
You have to be out of your mind.
You got to be out of your mind.
That man said he put home fries on a mac salad.
Delicious.
You telling me that was good?
Yeah, it was.
And he didn't even mention, sometimes they just put the Texas hots on there, the hot dogs. But if you're not either drunk or hungover, it's not going to hit right.
I think if you need to be drunk or hungover for food to be good, it's probably
Easy.
No, listen. I love myself a late night Taco Bell run too, and I'm telling you, I can eat Taco Bell and whether I'm
drunk or sober.
Yeah, exactly. This, I don't think. If I only can drink it, eat it when I'm sober or whatever, and flip it, like no way.
How do we get a garbage plate down to his reception down in Baltimore? Are you going to get inebriated for that one?
Oh, are you going to drink at your wedding? That'd be crazy.
I don't know. I don't think so. Manny's been hopeful though.
No, but if you never drink, the night of your wedding is not the night to
do it a week before,
right?
Do it a week before. Get some tolerance up, and you'll be all right.
Yeah, just a week before. I'm sure that'll help.
Yeah,
I'm sure Andre will love week of preparation, and I'm just hammered for a week.
She'll love it.
No, the bachelor party. That's where if you're really going to experiment with something, then you got your guys around you doing whatever you're going to do.
Experiment, maybe a couple of pills, some LSD.
He's Manny.
How hard are you going, Manny?
No, that's not what we're doing.
Bring it back. Dial it in, dude.
Garbage plates.
Yeah.
So take some pills, do some whatever, and then
And eat a garbage plate,
and then
man,
I'll be straight.
That's Rochester way.
You know, it's
Western
really
New York way.
slippery slope, Pearl, and obviously, you are married. You got to figure out how, if you are drinking at your wedding, it's a very fine line because you don't want to. I know people who don't remember walking down the aisle, and you don't want that to be you.
No, that's not what you do. I don't like alcohol, so it's like
Yeah.
I can't imagine drinking that much.
Yeah.
In fact, my signature drink's probably gonna be a mocktail.
There you go.
We're already working that.
So people pregame before I thought you drank at the reception.
Well, the person I know who doesn't remember walking down the aisle was so nervous for their own wedding, which, EJ, to your point, if you have to be drunk or hungover to eat the garbage plate, is it really cuisine? If you are so nervous to walk down the aisle, should you be walking down the aisle? But anyway, they don't remember because they were so nervous. They were drinking to calm their nerves.
Ah.
Oh, I see.
And then whoop-de-doo, then all of a sudden you're blackout drunk.
Yeah, don't you do like the little shot before?
I didn't.
Yeah.
But I also didn't want to be drunk at my wedding because I wanted to be present.
I don't think I've ever seen a bride or a groom be drunk at their wedding. Like at the altar.
It seems.
I just had flashbacks to all the weddings I've been to.
A lot of Southern tier
At
weddings
the
in
altar?
Western New
God,
York
I've
weddings.
never.
Oh no! Well, at the altar, that's unique.
You're going to be so busy you're going to get, it's going to be 15 minutes before you're about to do your vows, and Aunt so-and-so is going to be lost like around the corner.
Yeah,
you're going to be dealing with logistics.
That's what I'm worried about.
And by the way, and maybe it's a male thing because the woman is dealing with the dress. The men are like, oh, there are so many relatives who are having logistical problems if you have a big family.
Oh, yeah. No,
it's going to be insane.
I'm aware. Yeah, I'm aware. I saw my friend go through this. So he told his wedding planner, don't let anyone come near me.
Yeah. Well, you have 3 brothers, so you could really pawn this off onto them. Like, hey,
That is
it's
true.
your job to deal with Uncle so-and-so.
But my brothers, you've seen them, Pearl. I mean, one of them at least. They're very laid back. So I don't think anything's
You're the
gonna
oldest.
nothing's going to get accomplished if I'm shipping a task to them.
But also, you're going to have to deal with Andrea's family as well. Because they don't know her. I mean, they don't know her family.
Yeah, that's going to be a
Because
situation.
the bride is very busy. Like, that's a different level busy. Yeah, no, it's going to be it'll go like that. The actual, until the party, it goes like that. Then the party goes fast, too.
Sounds so much fun.
booze.
No, best day of your life, though. Really, really cool stuff. 888-710-4ISN. Pearl
Best
watched
day
his
of
team
your
win a
life?
Super Bowl.
I mean, I have 2 children, so those were 2 best days of my life.
Yeah, but who cares? You ever won the 2009 World Series championship? That was the best day of my life.
No, that was the worst day of my life.
Great day.
Oh, right.
Great day.
Because you beat the Phils.
Mm-hmm.
Darn Matsui.
November 4th, 2009.
888-710-4ISN. All right, there you go. So we talked a little bit about the 49ers there, and is 8 wins. Are they what the record says they are? And what's the NFL team that surprised you the most this season? Perloff says the Patriots. I'm going with the Indianapolis Colts. Coming up, do we have drama with Bill Belichick? Stop me if you've heard that. M&P.
You're in a 5-minute break. Four minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Four minutes remaining.
Will Robin's out in San Francisco where the fog rolls in slow and grand. She still ain't forgiven Maggie for saying San Fran on the air that day. Said it cut her soul like a rusty saw and she won't let it go, no way. She called the show and said, girl, don't you shorten my city's name. Ever since then, Robin's been holding that grudge like wildfire in the rain. Somewhere back in Jersey, Peabody still not at his desk. They keep calling his name through the hallway and getting nothing but empty air. If work was a horse, he'd never saddle it, he'd just wave from the rocking chair. So here's to the chaos and the glorious plan. Infinity fell off the cliff and that was that. No merger, no rescue, no hero to sin. Just a loud, messy thumb and a God help us, amen. Robin's mad at Maggie, but Lottie ain't punched in EJ, sipping OJ Bev again. And somewhere out there, Drunkle Sam's giving thanks with a grin. EJ stumbles in with a late night craving, Taco Bell wrappers in his truck. OJ Bim in his hand like a trophy, swear he don't ever give that up. Says life's too short for water and too long for being sober past 10. He'll toast to the sunrise every morning and do it all over again. Infinity's heartbeat slowing, boys, you can hear it in the static tone. The lights flicker low like a bar sign dying. One more place we used to call home. But Belotti's a folk hero now for never showing and never caring at all. He's a legend in the union of ghosts who never punch the clock or answer a call. So raise up your glasses to the glorious plan. Infinity hit the pavement, never bang. Happy Thanksgiving to Drunkle Sam, wherever he's hauling tonight. May your turkey fry clean, your bourbon pour steady, your memories stay bright. And to Robin in San Francisco, still mad as hell about San Fran, we salute you in this anthem, because country music always finds its fans.
Wonderful introduction. Oh, geez, Louise. Welcome back, Maggie and Perloff Show. Are the Niners Super Bowl
Perloff's been
contender?
talking for 40 seconds
Yeah.
without the
I
mic
thought
on.
you guys were talking behind the glass. I was about to get into your ears. Hey, guys, we're back on air. Hello.
Sorry about that. The 49ers Super Bowl contender. Go to X Maggie and Pearl. 76% say no. I'd like to hear from the other 24% because last night was ugly. The Niners, by the way, are the first team to throw 3 first-half picks and win the game since your 2021 Browns. Love that from ESPN Insights and Info. I mean, come on, you can throw 3 picks in the first game and still first half and still win easily. What does that tell you?
It means your opponent sucks.
NFL's got to stop scheduling the NFC South in prime time late in the season. Get those out of the way early in the season when Tampa Bay is still healthy, and then move on because Carolina did not seem interested in being there last night.
Are they not interested or are they just not talented? And the Falcons beat my Bills in primetime, by the way, so maybe some of them can still get scheduled. But I thought last night, I just don't understand. I know Dave Canales knows more football than I'll ever know, Pearl, I'm sure, as a head coach and as a talented offensive coordinator. But I just also didn't understand what they were doing last night. You got just one example. You have a 2nd and 8, okay? And you go empty where it's not even like the pass rush was so amazing last night for either team, but you're in empty. You're not even faking play action, anything like that. And Bryce Young had to take off and run and then got crunched. I don't understand it. It felt very difficult in a San Francisco defense is not even that awesome. And it felt difficult for the Panthers to even get a first down.
Well, I mean, he failed behind.
Pass.
He fell behind. I think they also had issues on the defense side of the ball. The 49ers' first drive was 8 minutes and 43 seconds. Like, you're already in trouble. And they scored a touchdown. And then they had that short field, and Bryce Young threw one of the worst interceptions of the year. Basically, you're down by 2 scores the whole game, and you're right, he should have stuck with the run a little bit more. Unfortunately, they didn't really have that much of an opportunity to run the ball. I mean, they didn't have their hand on the ball that much, and Bryce Young was totally ineffective. That one drive at the end of the third quarter, that looked good. I'm not sure why that wasn't there the rest of the game.
We'll get to Bill Belichick's latest drama in a moment, but Andrew Bogish is here with all the latest headlines. What's up?
Guys, good morning. These headlines are sponsored by Skechers. Watch the Skechers World Champions Cup this December 4th, 5th, and 7th on ESPN and ABC. Those Carolina Panthers could have woken up today alone atop the NFC South, but did not take advantage of their opportunities in Santa Clara.
Young takes the snap. He's back on a play fake, rolling to his right, looking, floats it back in the end zone. It is intercepted. Picked off by Jair Brown in the back of the end zone.
That's the bad pick Pearl just mentioned. Ryan Radke called it on Westwood 1. Young picked off on 1st and goal from the 1. The INT, part of the reason why Carolina only scored 3 points off 3 Brock Purdy picks in that first half. They lose 29, now 6-6, a half game behind the Bucs.
A couple plays you want to have back, a couple stuff they could do better. Haven't watched the film yet, but you go out there, live it, doesn't feel great, sucks. Going to be a sucky plane right back, but we got a short week. We got to turn the page. We got to flush it quick.
Yeah, that short week ends with a game against the red-hot Rams. The Niners, meanwhile, get win number 8 despite Purdy's early struggles. Christian McCaffrey, 142 scrimmage yards and a rushing TD in his first game against his first team. The Bengals said yesterday that Joe Burrow is expected back from turf toe Thursday night against the Ravens, and Jamar Chase said he did spit at Jalen Ramsey like we all saw 2 Sundays ago. Chase apologizing for that and for getting suspended in a post on social media.
Did he really apologize? He never mentioned Jalen Ramsey's name in the apology.
That's fine. It is one of the busiest weeks in college hoops. Games on campus, in Vegas, in Maui, on Caribbean islands.
Oh, fun.
So coaches have a lot of planning to do, like when do we actually eat turkey? The UConn men have a Black Friday date with Illinois at MSG. So here is Dan Hurley's unique plan.
What's in the turkey, Bobby? No. What makes people sleepy? Tryptophan. So we're not going to eat the tryptophan on Thursday and be sluggish as on Friday. So we're going to eat the tryptophan, the turkey and everything on Wednesday, so that all the tryptophan is out of our system by the time we get to MSG.
It's like it's wheat or something. You got to pee it out.
How long does tryptophan stay in your system?
30 days, guys.
Wow. Don't take a drug test.
Exactly.
That's hilarious. Also, why not just have it on Friday after the game?
I guess you could do that, but isn't it better to have it early than late?
Yeah, I would lean early. He's getting a little Jim Harbaugh-esque, like super intense guy.
Nervous bird type stuff?
Yeah, I feel like it's a
weird hang-ups?
I don't know. They seem to. They're starting to remind me of each other a little bit. But no, you definitely don't do it Friday. Friday, the whole world is kind of moved on, and it's leftover time.
According to the very trusty Google AI overview, tryptophan is in your system for a very short amount of time, with its original form lasting only about 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Right. You eat the turkey, but also here's the other thing. I know that turkey has tryptophan in it, but I think there's other things that contribute to why people get so sleepy on Thanksgiving. Maybe it's like the 5 beers you've had.
Nah.
Maybe it's getting up at 3:30 every morning for work.
Or
there's that
getting
too.
up at 3:30 to cook a turkey that day. Or maybe it's because you've had like half a bottle of red wine. Or maybe it's just because you ate a lot.
I think all of the above would be the answer I would take on that.
I
Can we do
eliminate,
that in Jeopardy?
Maybe you're trying to get away from your family. Maybe
eliminate
that
the
makes
alcohol.
you tired.
Eliminate the alcohol. That's not a factor.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Okay. You're drunk right now.
That's really funny, though, from Hurley.
On the court last night, second-ranked Arizona put a 103-73 hurting on Denver in Tucson. The Wildcats have now won 41 straight home games against unranked opponents. In the pros, the T-Wolves led by 10 with 3 minutes to go. Anthony Edwards scored 43, but they don't win. They fall in OT in Sacramento, 117-112. The Blazers sent the Bucks to their 5th loss in a row, 115-103 in Milwaukee. And the Heat held off the Mavs, 106-102. Tyler Hero, 24 points in his season debut following ankle surgery. Now, it'll be hard to duplicate this.
Ohtani's ready.
Baseball.
Trout's ready. 3-2. He struck him out. Ohtani strikes out Trout, and Japan's back on top of the baseball world.
Almost pure cinema.
Was the last World Baseball Classic back in 2023. At least Shohei making a return engagement, committing to Team Japan yesterday. And lastly, from the NHL, the Kings beat Ottawa 2-1. The Devils a 4-3 win over the Red Wings. LA and Jersey had lost 3 in a row. Guys, back to you.
Bogues, did you see that? What was the article about one of the players from Japan who said that he didn't want to join the Dodgers because he didn't want to be teaming up with a Japanese all-star team? He was kind of doing that thing that the old heads do in the NBA versus the new guys, where it's when Michael Jordan's like, I don't want to join Larry Bird. That made no sense. And he wants to go somewhere else to have his own legacy.
Okay, is he good?
I don't know.
Let's come to the Mets.
Exactly.
Can you play first base? Sign him up.
Yeah, this is Tatsuya Imai.
I didn't.
I think he's a pitcher, right?
Yeah.
So I
Yankees
never heard of
apparently
him,
in on him.
which is probably not a great sign.
No, we usually learn about these guys for the most part now when they are posted. The Ohtani, no pre-knowledge on Ohtani and stuff, and Yamamoto, I think feel is the exception to the rule. A lot of times guys just show up oh yeah, here's Munetaka who hit 37 home runs last year.
There's a big star coming soon, right?
Though there's the guy now that's a young home run hitter that someone's going to pay a lot of money for. But there might be another pitcher looming somewhere.
Yeah, I thought there was a pitcher from Japan.
Yeah, and maybe we'll meet him in March in the World Baseball Classic, and then we'll get all geeked up about him.
And this guy says he prefers not to play with any Japanese players.
Okay. Let's trade Kodai Senga.
I mean, it sounds like they are.
He's 28, just had a dominant season in Japan with a 1.92 ERA over 163 and 2/3 innings with 178 strikeouts, 5 complete games, 3 shutouts for the Saitama Seibu Lions.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
I do think that's an underrated thing that we don't talk about with these Dodgers guys. I've said it on the show. I am tired of these guys joining up. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, we killed the NBA guys for this, and yet Yamamoto and Sasaki and Shohei and all these other guys that have joined the Dodgers, guys taking pay cuts, guys
Well, they
doing
usually
deferred money.
don't join each other. It is kind of odd, right?
But I mean, it's not even just the Japanese guys. I don't just name them, but then there's other guys too. There's not Sale. The lefty. Well, I can't remember his name now. Why am I bugging out? Snell. Sorry, Blake Snell.
Oh, the American guys.
Yeah, right. There's other guys too that are joining. It's like
Glasnow and them?
Glasnow. Like, I mean, how many good players do you need?
All of them, and those guys need to win rings.
You can win a ring somewhere else.
Can you?
Yeah.
So you're talking about
They won 2 years in a row?
Kazuma Akamoto is the first baseman, right? Who's
No,
coming over? Munetaka Murakami?
Yes. Yeah, that's the guy.
Yeah. He's a third baseman, no? But he can play
he's
anything.
Corner infield.
Corner infield. But apparently he hits like 210 off anything faster than 93. So
Joey Gallo.
scratch him off the list.
Joey Gallo.
Fantastic. He's going to have a great career in AAA.
Cross him off then.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Who cares
All
about
right.
batting average?
Well, we've got a lot to get to, including this bizarre story that is continuing to evolve with Bill Belichick's girlfriend. She's back in the news. Wow. MVP.
You're in a 5-minute break. Four minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Four minutes remaining.
Well, infinity died with a thud so loud. It scared the pigeons off a goddamn cloud. People packed up faster than a bad first date. And bloody, yeah, that man was gone before they even closed the gate. They checked his desk, checked the hall, checked the bathroom stall like he might have hit a wall. But no, he dipped out like a criminal on the run. A master class and I'm never coming back, son. And folks whispered maybe there's a merger, maybe a fix. But nobody, this thing blew up like a firecracker in a box of beer. It's Glorio splat, that big messy crash. Infinity hit the pavement like a sack of hot trash. It's all over now, no merger, no deal. Just a cosmic middle finger and a this is real. A lot of ghosted words like it owed him money. And Daly's out there smashing Ruben Pierre. It's hilarious, honey. Infinity is dead, the frontier is clear. Daly owns the courts and Pete ain't fucking here.
One minute, 30 seconds remaining. 1 minute remaining. $45 seconds remaining. $30 seconds remaining. $15 seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
He's calling the plays, but she's calling the shots. It's time for As the Tar Heel Turns.
Welcome back to the Maggie and Perloff show, keeping our eyes on all things Bill Belichick, Pearl, and his girlfriend Jordan Hudson, who is back in the news again. So over the weekend, you got a report from, I believe it was the New York Post who had it, which is that Jordan Hudson and Bill Belichick's daughter-in-law, the wife of Steve Belichick, who's the current defensive coordinator for the UNC Tar Heels, that they got into like a 40-minute shouting match.
Oof.
Yeah, and apparently it was the daughter-in-law that was doing most of the shouting, but that Bill was there, Jordan was there, Steve was there, and the way that the story paints this, and obviously there's two sides to every story and then the truth, so take this for what it is, but the daughter-in-law was like just railing against Jordan Hudson, saying, Bill, you've been brainwashed. She's got you brainwashed, all this stuff. And it got really uncomfortable, as you would expect.
Yeah, I mean, listen, because they're ultimately arguing over the will and stuff like that and the estate. That is ugly.
Do you generally argue about someone's will in front of them, though? Like, that's kind of mean. Bill's only 73. It's not like he's on his deathbed. He's coaching the Tar Heels.
You don't say it's over the will, but I think that, I mean, it's not just the will, too. It's to see your dad or your father-in-law kind of date a much younger woman is probably really, really hard. I can't imagine going through that. I mean, to see Tom Perloff dating a 27-year-old, that would be strange.
Yeah, he would never. But
no,
anyway,
he definitely would never.
Bill's got a big game against NC State, coming up this weekend. So I don't know what. He's messing around with this. So then there's another story, and this is has to do with Pablo Torre, who's a podcaster who Perloff and I know from our Sports Illustrated days, who did a few different podcast episodes about Jordan Hudson and Bill Belichick and their relationship, and kind of alleged many, many things about Jordan and her age when she and Bill met. She may have been 19 when they met, and she was going to Patriots games, and Pablo found all the footage of her sitting in the family seats at the Patriots games when Bill was still the coach there, and just a lot of interesting things. Jordan Hudson now says she's suing Pablo Torre. So from the internet lawyers out there, doesn't really seem like she has much. But if this actually is a lawsuit, there is going to be something called discovery, which means lawyers can ask for lots of things. Pearl, you're the paralegal here. I should let you explain this. And that even more potentially dirty laundry could come out of this.
So it could end up backfiring.
Maybe.
Yeah. I mean, the other day she put a post on X. Pablo was talking about his traffic being very good. And she said, you're welcome.
Yeah, the downloads.
I honestly, you're much more engaged in the whole Pablo thing. Like, explain to me why this particular phenom gets so much attention.
What phenom?
The Jordan Hudson, Pablo Torre. Like, why is it raised to the level of lawsuits and all this? I don't totally understand. What's the smoking gun? The 19-year-old thing? Or like, what is she even suing about? And why is Pablo investigating her?
So Pablo was investigating like just their relationship and her involvement and how much Jordan, the girlfriend, is really running Bill's life.
And the program as well?
Well, and things, how do you divorce the head coach of the football team from the football program? right? So, they're saying that Jordan only does his personal engagements. Well, you can kind of argue that, especially for a college football coach, kind of everything you do kind of reflects on the program because you are the face of it, right?
Yeah, no, I mean, I told you exactly. And also, isn't she associated very much so with the program as well?
Absolutely, but she's not an employee. So first that had to be made, they had to get that all solved. And then Pablo had reported that she was banned from the facilities. And so now she started wearing a necklace that said banned, and instead she posted an all-access UNC credential and put it on social media, which I know this is a little inside baseball, but you get a lot of trouble generally when you post your credentials on social. Like when we go to the Super Bowl and we do interviews and take photos with people, we have to take them off because it'd be too easy for somebody to fabricate a credential and try to get in to a place they're not supposed to be.
So wait, was Pablo, and I don't know if you know the answer, was he just wrong about that report? Or was there a time where she was banned? That's what I want to find out. I hope they have all this discovery.
Well, maybe you should start a pod and, we have the Maggie Perloff pod, obviously.
Right.
But, a second investigative pod and go dig into it. I don't know. But anyway, they're in a back and forth now on social media between Jordan and Pablo. And I guess this is what it all comes down to. What happened to Bill Belichick? It's not working out on the field where North Carolina is, not a good football team. It's been a very rocky indoctrination, if you will, to college football or whatever you want to say. It's been a tough first season. And it kind of died down with Jordan Hudson a little bit. And now it feels like it's back because she's now back on social media and she is engaging in all this stuff. And she's the one who poked the bear with Pablo, right? Saying, you're welcome for your podcast being so successful. Because your subject matter was me.
Yeah, I do think this is a bit of an online story. I'm not sure. So North Carolina plays NC State on Saturday. Of the millions of people, well, actually, I don't even know if it's millions, ACC network, I'm not sure everybody's following the TikTok of this. I'll bet you most people say, whoa. I'm not, because even I have trouble wrapping my head around all the details because the details seem TBD in some senses. Like, I feel like Pablo's got to drop another 3 pods to get to the bottom of this, because if she's suing, then maybe got some stuff wrong.
I don't know. Maybe she is. Now, one thing that is, there was a documentary that was it was going to be Hard Knocks.
Yeah.
They were going to follow North Carolina, and then she got into it with the people from HBO. So that went by the wayside, and then they were going to do another Hulu was going to do like a behind-the-scenes documentary-style thing of Belichick's first season, and apparently that got kiboshed as well, and that she was going to be one of the executive producers on the show.
This lawsuit sounds like a bad idea.
For her.
A really bad idea. I mean, I don't know if you guys talked about the fact that one of the screenshots she posted,
trying to defend herself about her age.
Yeah. Someone then put the screenshot up, and what they could do, I guess, to figure out if something's been photoshopped is you actually increase the exposure on a picture.
Okay.
And what her message looks like it's been doctored because there's 2 different shades of purple when you change the exposure. When you look at it normally, it looks like a normal message.
Right.
But I guess this is a trick that people do, or a method people do to see if something's been doctored, and it looks bad. I mean, it looks like this message that she thought was this gotcha to say, hey, haha, Pablo, you were wrong. If this thing actually was photoshopped, then
she's
cooked.
Oh gosh.
And this is going to be a discovery, like you mentioned. So what other things are we going to learn that she's been trying to hide?
And by the way, this is not just like, when you text message somebody and sometimes the messages are blue and sometimes they're green, like depending on what kind of phone everyone has. This is a totally different type of thing because it was a direct message.
It's an Instagram DM.
Direct message. Okay. Yeah. Well, you know what? First of all, Bill doesn't get the benefit of the doubt when it comes to shady things. Just calling it like it is.
Why is that?
Belichick. And then the other, not that I think he's giving her pointers on Adobe and how to create fake online images. So? I don't know. He's 73. He's probably not. Just shot in the dark. But she's a character. And she's got what kids today call main character syndrome.
Definitely.
Oh, sure.
Where she thinks like basically she's the center of the world and it kind of is revolving around her. And maybe we're giving her enough attention that she would think that.
She's also of the age where you pull a lot of potentially like kind of underhanded things to get by. Like you just graduated college. You know what I mean? People that are like faking their tests and faking page
resume, inflating the resume,
reading the Spark Notes to get to say that so that they did the book. Like this whole thing potentially being like phony is not surprising to me given her age group. I think she's part of an age where I think you are trying to fake it till you make it.
Yeah. That doesn't
all
go
that
away.
being said, by the way, much bigger issue. I don't know how Bill and Mike Lombardi are going to find a quarterback.
That's a huge issue.
And that's all happening right now. Like, we think that the transfer portal isn't open. It is full on open. And I hope that, because quarterbacks in the NFL didn't really seem interested in joining Belichick. Will they be interested in joining this 4-7 North Carolina program? That is a much bigger problem. What does he have, 2 years here?
He signed a 3-year deal for $30 million. I mean, is he going to survive? Is he coaching the team next year? Are we even sure about that?
I would think. 4-7 with no talent. I would think they'd give him one more chance and see how he does with a quarterback. But I don't know why a quarterback would go there.
Money.
Big question. Who has a better chance of turning it around, Belichick or Coach Prime?
Or neither.
Put that poll up. 888-710-4ISN, 888-710-4476. Coming up, more coaching news. This one of the Lane Kiffin varietal. Next.
You're in a 5-minute break.
You can tell in your face the satisfaction and the emotion that comes over you.
I do find a lot of life to be aggravating, and my 2 minutes of joy per every couple hours. You know what I've had enough of already? My nosy neighbors. Everybody now we're doing work on the house has to slow down because I'm on a corner of the stop sign and do the stare for 10 minutes, examining every part of me and everybody work with me. Who's moving into the neighborhood here? What is it? Oh, there's a fat guy. What is he doing? Oh, how about welcoming to the neighborhood? Whatever happened in the 1950s where somebody showed up, knocked at your door with a can of jam? I'm not getting those neighbors. I got the people showing up at the stop sign looking at me like I'm some fat buffoon, wondering if I'm flipping the house, if I'm staying at the house. How about a simple, if you're going to stop and stare, I'm not a zoo exhibit. Roll down the window, say hello, introduce yourself. I'm Sean, nice to meet you. I'm in the neighborhood. Who are you? You Gary, Eugene? Great. Where do you guys live?
Where's your jam?
How are the schools? I mean, geez, would it hurt somebody to send me a half tray of Penny a la Vodka, maybe? Say, welcome to the neighborhood? No. I get these vicious stares. All my neighbors suck already. Get them out.
Hold your nose. That's some smelly rubbish.
It's electric.
What's your name, Gary?
You mean to tell me in the middle of this wing shortage we can't clip a couple rooster wings off?
Well, you'd have to kill the entire rooster.
No, don't you clip one?
Do you think they grow back?
I'm not trying to make a stupid animal
I'd
joke.
like you to-
Are
no,
you
I get
sure? I was under the impression that when we make the wings, the reason we have so many is we cut one wing off and it does grow back.
That's what you were thinking with. And so it's kind of like a lobster claw or a crab claw, rather.
I'm really not trying to pull you. Yes.
Yeah. So you thought that they just clip them off with scissors? They would clip off the wing and it would
Well, I'm sure they have like wing cluckers or something, whatever they're called.
Cluckers.
Yeah, whatever. Scissors that you cut, like reptiles grow back stuff.
Yes.
Think about how many wings we have in the world and how many chickens. I give a little amicably.
You okay?
What is it? Amicably.
Lazy being unable to find another guest.
No. Yes and no. Yes and no. If I can't find another guest, there's enough heat in the kitchen. It kills 2 birds, 1 stone, and everybody could go away and stop worrying about huge freeze again.
This is only going to stoke the fires more.
No, it will not. No, it will not.
You just did a profile on him.
And you guys will listen, and you'll understand we leave it amicably, but amicably.
You okay?
What is it? Amicably. How do you say it? I think it's a 1/4 mile long, the boat, which, again, there has to be. I mean, we couldn't come up with another canal. This is the only canal that we could figure out. I mean, to me, it's remarkable. You're right. And I would bet some texting while driving here, not paying attention as you're humming through the canal, maybe texting, something like that. Now, on a positive note, it's not a positive. It's going to take 25 extra days to go around the southern tip of Africa. And just think of the wildlife you could see, though, if you're hugging the coast of Africa. Maybe some elephants and stuff like that. I do worry, though, and this, maybe you guys could fill me in. How close is that southern tip to Antarctica? Do we start worrying about ice and stuff like that as well?
No, they're
wheels
okay.
out there.
No. There's no that, and I don't think there's any sightseeing. You've been to the beaches in Long Island. You've seen these huge ships, how far they are away from the coast. They're not seeing elephants as they're cruising down around South Africa. That's not happening either.
I didn't know how tight, like, the northern frozen part of it. They shouldn't even go to the Hall of Fame together. That's exactly what I'm saying.
No, but why? Why? What is your
Because
reasoning?
twins, let's face it, twins, you're built in with your best friend, but oftentimes twins can be a little weird because they can't separate. I told you, I have two of my best friends who grew up with twins, 35 years old. They still can't move out of living with each other while they're trying to struggle to have dates because they're so attached to each other. These two, frankly, great hockey players, but weirdos. At one point in a free agency, say, you know what, Henrik, you know what, Daniel, you stay in Vancouver. I want to see if I could do this on my own. You don't need to hold hands for life because you came out of a womb together, and you certainly don't need to go to the Hall of Fame together in the same year. How about put Roenick in, and one of them waits a year? Equally as great. I don't care how crazy it is that they're identical.
Break ends in 5 seconds.
Maggie and Perloff on the Infinity Sports Network.
All right, feels like this Lane Kiffin thing is getting a little out of control. Welcome to the show, Maggie Gray, Andrew Perloff. Pearl, so the Lane Kiffin, will he, won't he, leave Ole Miss, where is he going, LSU, Florida, maybe a mystery team is out there that we haven't talked about yet. I think you can tell just how big of a distraction this is when the quarterback of the football team has to put out a statement on social media saying this isn't a distraction. I mean,
yeah.
Like the fact that the quarterback kind of has to be, I'm not saying that people aren't acting like adults, but the fact that the quarterback can come out and say something shows exactly where the program is. And listen, we can blame the calendar and, how Lane Kiffin has had to go about this while coaching his team to the best season in the history of Ole Miss football. We can talk about that, but it ultimately hurts the team. It ultimately hurts the athletes. And the fact that Trinidad Chambliss said to our fans, this team is completely locked in, living in the moment, staying true to our 1-0 mindset for the Egg Bowl and future games. You got to realize how tenuous this thing is, right?
Oh, absolutely. But is it that different than other situations? I guess it is because of the 12-team playoff. Because if you're about to go to the national title game, you're not going to leave. Because why would you leave a program that can get a national title game? I think this is not just a function of the schedule. It's a function of the fact that we have such a big playoff now that Lane Kiffin clearly doesn't take his chances of winning a title that seriously at Ole Miss. Otherwise, he would stay. I don't think he thinks he can win it all.
See, that's interesting, right? Yeah. Is it because he doesn't think that he can win at Ole Miss, or is it because these other schools are floating all of this eye-popping money that it's like, hey, it's kind of now or never? Because I'm not sure if we know the answer to this, but if he takes another job, then he can't coach the rest of the season, right? Is that necessarily true? Or in this new world where everything about college football is different than it used to be, could he actually say, listen, I am taking the LSU job or I am taking the Florida job, but you know what? I'm going to see this through with my team. Do I sound like a rube here?
No, I had the same thought. Ole Miss said wasn't there a report that Ole Miss said if you do take this other job, you're out? I'm not sure why that's the case. There are a lot of coaches who are kind of semi-committed that stay. They don't always leave. But I guess if he's going to start recruiting against them, because at LSU or Florida, that is probably the issue.
Oh, right. You got to get him out of the building so he's not like, hey, come with me to Florida. But by the way, that could happen anyway.
It will happen,
it's not like he hasn't been there for the last 6 years. He could recruit anyone on the roster he wants. That's the, if you want to say, beauty of college football now is that the players can move around and it's constant free agency. And I know that most of the big high school recruits sign basically in the first week of December. National Signing Day is not officially, I don't think, till February, but all the really 4 stars, 5 stars are committed the first week of December. Well, you know what? He's had to get that class together this whole time. And who knows what that means if he leaves or stays. I don't know. This whole thing it almost feels like we're at a inflection point of just how crazy these coaching searches can get now in this new world.
Well, yeah. Then you add in the Lane Kiffin-ness of it all, because Lane Kiffin has always been a lightning rod since the day he got hired by the Raiders at age 31. He's just very, very charismatic, and also I think that people dislike him already for a lot of different things over the years. And I bet you he has some enemies in the industry, and there are a lot of people who love him. I think that LSU, to me, is a front runner. Because I think they would spend any amount of money to win a national title. I think the issue is, will Ole Miss really go all out for him and for the roster to win a national title? If he leaves, then to me, that says, I don't think I was going to win it all this year. Because if he thought he could win a national title, how on earth could he leave?
Well, maybe it's not about this year. Maybe he finds it's unsustainable at Ole Miss, or he doesn't think he can sustain it at Ole Miss, right? Like, is it about... You're kind of forced to choose. Do I think this team could win? Yeah, maybe this team can win, but can I consistently build a winner?
Yeah, but
maybe he doesn't feel that way. I don't know why. It seems he's a double-digit win seasons for the last 4 years.
Yeah, but if you're a college football coach, you might get one shot at a national title. You might get one team. You're not thinking about sustained success. Honestly, if he had Ohio State's roster right now at Ole Miss, do you think he would even consider leaving? To me, if he really, I think this could be a reflection on where he thinks the program really is, because Trinidad Chambliss has been great and the team has been great. But listen, they lost a lot of talent to the NFL last year. I don't think he's so overwhelmingly good that he can't walk away from this team. I expect him. I mean, I lean, if we want to do some kind of show bet, I lean LSU for the most money and walk away and not coach this team. And by the way, as Dan Wetzel wrote a column for ESPN, he better win this darn Egg Bowl.
Also, the idea, obviously, that he's coming back is gone, right? Because if he was coming back, wouldn't they make a big announcement about, hey, he's coming back, and it'd be triumphant and ceremonial, and it'd be the big launch point to make sure they don't have a letdown against Mississippi State?
No. I think he's still negotiating with them.
Oh.
He's trying to get the most money.
Oh, I just assume that if you're not going to announce it before the Egg Bowl, that means you're gone. You're just delaying the inevitable to make sure you don't drop this game, and then now you're in this weird 3-4 way tie in the SEC or whatever to try to get in the college football playoff.
But the art of negotiation, though, if, say, for example, LSU ups to 95, doesn't have to go, but he's going back to LSU and saying, to Ole Miss saying, can you do 99? I don't think that, even if he was going back, he wouldn't admit it to them. Why would he do that? Like, why would he give in? And he's going to push the price up.
Yeah, but to what point? Like, he probably has to know what a last and final might be for Ole Miss, at least. And the fact that the quarterback, this is the newest information, the quarterback, Trinidad Chambliss, had to come out on social media and say, we're all locked in on the Egg Bowl, so don't worry about us. I'm worried. Now, Mississippi State is not a very good team. So they should be fine. But listen, we see college teams lose games all the time because of these types of distractions.
Mississippi State gave Texas hell a couple weeks ago.
That's true.
They're a little pesky, and they beat Arizona State thing earlier in the year. I thought Lane made an interesting comment on Friday when he mentioned that, like, because of the new landscape of college football, guys actually don't really care that much about these distractions because they're all getting paid. It's become so professional, and everyone can leave at any moment. That maybe 10, 15 years ago where kids were stuck and you couldn't transfer and guys weren't getting paid above the table or above board, maybe it was a little different when a coach was flirting with another school. But now they're just like, hey, man, we know this is a business. It's a business since they talked to me when I'm 16 years old trying to get a scholarship, right? So he made the case that perhaps there's not really going to be many distractions and his team will be fine because kids just know how much more professionalized this sport has become.
Yeah, it didn't help Nebraska earlier in the season after all the Matt Rule stuff was coming out. Didn't they lose to Minnesota?
No, and they haven't. I know Raiola got hurt, but they've kind of sputtered down the stretch, which they do every year.
Yeah.
Rule.
But Raiola didn't get hurt till the USC game, right? Am I remembering that?
Yeah, but I think they've lost like two of the last three.
They lost that Minnesota game, and that was right around the time when when all the Matt Rule to Penn State stuff was really hot. And I think it definitely distracted them. Let's hear from Joel Klatt. Now, Pearl, speak for you and for me. I think we're both big fans of Joel Klatt on games. Does a great job. He and Gus Johnson. I mean, to do a game with Gus Johnson, you really got to be able to pick your lane. Captain Jack! And Joel does a really good job with Gus. Joel also has a podcast, and he was talking yesterday about the Lane Kiffin situation, Pearl. They posted on social media. And, think Joel's a talented guy. Pretty much disagree with everything he said here. Go ahead.
How does Lane Kiffin leave Ole Miss in the middle of a playoff run and have any credibility at his next place? I don't think that he would. Your credibility is your currency as a coach. We can sit here and lament the calendar and realize that, like, hey, man, this is not a great position for Lane to be in. I totally agree with that. But it's also still up to him. If you say yes to everything, how can you be committed to anything?
I'm sorry. This all sounds nice, and Joel is a great broadcaster, but Pearl, your credibility is your currency as a coach. That's just not true. Your currency as a coach is your win-loss record. And we have so many examples, including, isn't Bobby Petrino coaching right now?
Oh, yeah.
Your credibility is your currency.
Our
Joel,
Browns
just got a job. Joel, once you just get here, you just come off the bus?
Your credibility is your currency as a coach.
No, but he's not talking about off-field stuff. He's talking about, would you keep your word to the program, which they don't either.
That also doesn't exist. How many times have guys said, I'm the head coach right now, or I'm the head coach. This is my job and this is my home, and then they leave the next week. There's credibility is never been the currency of a talented college football coach.
What about credibility to your roster? What if he's talking about that?
Well, but you said it yourself. Lane on Friday was talking about how this is all transactional now, and it's transactional for the players and it's transactional for the coach. We got another cut here from Joel Klatt.
I don't think he has to go anywhere to find success. This is not like it used to be. You see, it used to be like LSU would come open and you're like, I got to go there if I want to win at the top end. But guess what? The proof that you don't have to do that is Lane at Ole Miss. He is winning at the top end at Ole Miss. You can win in this era, in the modern era of college football. The fit is more important than the logo on your hat.
Yeah, see, again, I respect Joel Klatt a lot, but he's not walking in Lane Kiffin's shoes.
Well, that one I agree with, though. Well, you don't agree that Ole Miss obviously is proving this year that because of NIL, that it's spread out, you could definitely win at any school.
That's fine. I mean, I'm watching the current national champion is Ohio State. So
yeah, the number 2 team in the country is Indiana football.
That's fine. But here's the thing. I just think that you don't know what Lane has to do as far as behind the scenes fundraising and how easy or hard Ole Miss is compared to LSU or Texas Tech or Texas A&M. Right? Like, there's degrees of this. You can say, yeah, he's winning. Or maybe Lane is pulling smoke and mirrors out of his backside, and this is the best coaching we've seen. Like, by the way, Trinidad Chambliss is his backup quarterback. Like, he is doing this with a backup and someone we weren't expecting. Like, maybe he doesn't want it to be this hard. Is it possible he wants to go to a place where maybe the money comes in a little easier than it does at Ole Miss?
No, I think Joel's point is a good one. If Ole Miss can win this much now, no, I don't think that the background of the helmet, because there's so many teams that are just out of nowhere. Why would Texas Tech be an elite program?
But Texas Tech hasn't won anything yet. Ole Miss hasn't
just like
won
you can
anything
pour
yet.
money into any program. That's what I think. Joel's point was you don't need to be a blue blood to have all of a sudden this ridiculous roster. And Ole Miss had crazy rosters, so better than LSU last couple of years, arguably.
Okay, but who's won titles in our lifetime?
Yeah, but I feel like our lifetime is meaningless now.
All right.
I mean, the fact that Indiana's number 2 means that anything that happened before now is just a joke. When Michael Penix beat. Who did Penix beat? Penn State? It was the craziest thing. We're like, whoa, Indiana has a football team and they can beat a good team? I don't think anything happened previously in our lifetime matters when it comes to program building anymore.
Yeah, see, I think that if that was, I think that you can't tell a guy, hey, you've got it on easy street when you don't know what it's like behind the scenes for Lane. Like, and again, it still could be, by the way, guys, when all is said and done, these national championship winners could still be Ohio State and Georgia and, Notre Dame, like all the places that have historic, I know Notre Dame doesn't win all that often, but all the historic teams that have been Michigan, it could end up being just these same blue blood programs all over again. SMU, Texas Tech, and Ole Miss still haven't won jack yet. It's fun. It's fun that they're good now and use your money, but they haven't won anything.
Only 4 schools out there have won anything.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
so if LSU is one of them. So,
but I'm saying this feels a different era now. I mean, it used to be basically it was either going to be Alabama or maybe Clemson. I don't know, it feels more wide open to me. And the 12-team playoff, obviously, all those teams only had to win 1 or 2 playoff games. Now it's going to be much more parity come national titles. I mean, the fact that Michigan came out of nowhere to win under Harbaugh, it's already started to spread out a little more.
Michigan didn't come out of nowhere. They were in the college football playoff the year before. They just lost to TCU in that weird game.
They had been non-threatening for, 20 years?
I'm just saying, I respect Joel Klatt, but I think he's totally off on this.
But it is a fair question. Why was LSU have such an advantage over Ole Miss? Like, if you actually pull back and say, well, obviously Ole Miss is better right now. Why can't Ole Miss compete like LSU? Why can't they turn into LSU?
I think that one of the reasons, and we've heard this just from Matt Moscona, who covers Locked On Tigers down in Baton Rouge and others, is the amount of homegrown talent in Louisiana that stays in Louisiana.
Yeah, but Louisiana's not that much of a bigger state than Mississippi. They're both warm. But I assume there's a lot of talent from Mississippi as well. Tons of talent.
I think Louisiana high school football is definitely better than Mississippi. I'm not trying to disrespect Mississippi football.
Right, but Mississippi football probably not that dissimilar, I wouldn't imagine. I mean, it's LSU. It's not Florida.
I just feel like I think about the players that LSU has had and Jamar Chase and obviously they've had all these guys are Louisiana guys. Like they're not they do get some guys from Texas and some guys from Mississippi, but I assume if you're Mississippi, it's gonna be hard to poach a guy from Louisiana to come over. The only thing is though, with the transfer portal, do you even need that? Like to me, why don't you just get guys from other places? Because the teams do that all the time.
888-710-4ISN, 888-710-4476. So, a couple things disagreeing with Joel there. I will disagree that credibility is the currency as a college football coach. Like,
I'm with you on that, for
credibility
sure.
is your currency as a coach.
In what world? Credibility, that's like 20th on the list of skills that you would need or things you need to be a successful college football coach. Credibility.
By the
Get
way,
out of here, Joel.
2 players who are definitely from Mississippi because I know their backstory, DK and AJ Brown. You could get those guys. That's probably show me.
Why weren't they better in college?
They were good.
Yeah, but they didn't win anything. Like that's what I'm saying. Anyway.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I think they can now though. Obviously, like this is you said at the start, it's the best Mississippi team we've ever had.
888-710-4ISN. Quickly, let's go to our pal Big Dave's in Kentucky. What's up, Dave?
Hey, I think it's obvious who created this whole debacle, and his name is Reggie Bush. Had he not did what he did at USC, the Lane Kiffin would have never been fired on the tarmac, and the entire course of history would have been changed. But I digress. Seriously, what's the big deal now as far as LSU and Florida over Mississippi State or Texas Tech or Texas A&M? The landscape has leveled. It's changed. It's not the same as it used to be. I mean, it's just not. Give me a tangible reason why the LSU is so much better than Ole Miss. A tangible reason, not don't give me the aura and the history because nobody cares anymore, including the players.
Yeah, Dave, what I'm saying is it could be easier to get money at LSU than Ole Miss. That's what I'm saying. Like if it's, we don't know right now how hard Lane Kiffin has to work behind the scenes to get the type of money that may be flowing more freely into different programs. Does that make sense?
It does, but in the
Nick
SEC,
Nick Saban complained constantly about how Alabama couldn't keep up with their NIL, right? Like it's not easy at every place.
Okay, so let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
How much when the revenue sharing kicks in next year, right?
No, it's already here. $20.5 million. That's what everyone gets.
How much has that impacted that aspect of the argument?
Well, I mean, this is the whole thing about the revenue sharing, though. $20.5 million for all the athletic departments who opt into this. It has to be spread over all the sports. Now, I know that probably, for some schools is different than others, but I think it's not. It doesn't go as far as you need it to go. You also need NIL on top of it.
I would say. My sense is revenue sharing is not really a thing. That's a thing in the newspapers, but come on, this is college football. Dave, you've been around it long enough. You think that makes any difference whatsoever on what people are getting paid?
Well, I want to be perfectly honest with you. I don't understand I've never really dived into the complexities of it, so I don't know. I was just curious as to how much that was actually going to moderate things and kind of level the playing field. Anyway, listen, guys, it's a really interesting argument. I'm enjoying listening. You guys have a great day.
Dave, and have yourself a fantastic Thanksgiving, sir. Have a great holiday. Okay, we've got to take a quick time out. Our pal Carrington Harrison is going to join us from Kansas City next. We're going to dive into the Chiefs coming off their big win over the Colts. But is this the same dangerous Chiefs squad, Pearl, that we're used to watching this time of year? Again, 888-710-4ISN if you want to weigh in on Lane Kiffin. Is he doing everything right or is he doing everything wrong? Maggie and Perloff Show.
You're in a 5-minute break. Four minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Four minutes remaining. Three minutes, 30 seconds remaining.
I don't even know what's in Houston. Nick Wright's old house?
So, come on, you're going to Houston. What are you doing? Then you're done for the day.
You go to Houston, you go see Chinatown, Toyota Center, done for the day.
Done for the day. You're not seeing even Reliance Stadium or NRG.
No, why? That's relatively new.
Toyota Center's relatively old. It's a historic landmark to you?
Isn't that where... Oh, no, I'm sorry, the Astrodome's still there. That's a wonder of the world. I don't know what number, but it's one of them.
8, I think.
8th wonder?
Then
okay.
You're done for the day.
Then you're done for the day.
St. Louis.
Arch, done.
Done for the day.
Don't even need to see Busch Stadium.
You're just done for the day.
You're done for the day. Oh, there's the Arch, honey. Let's keep going.
Boston.
Okay, I'll give you a couple. You go to Quincy Market, the tower where they threw the lanterns up there, Fenway Park, done for the day.
Done for the day.
Done for the day.
That's it.
That's it. A lot of these cities are overrated.
Harvard, you don't want to go see the campus?
Is that actually in the city of Boston?
It's Cambridge right next door.
Nah,
No?
too much of an Uber.
You're out.
I'm out. A lot of these cities are overrated. We're learning that.
Okay, Philadelphia.
There's a bell.
Okay.
But it's not even the bell that's hanging anymore. It's cracked. It's in a case. Saw it already. Got a cheesesteak. Was done for the day.
Done for the day.
Done for the day.
Miami.
Oh, Miami, you could hang out on the beach all day. That's
Okay.
one you could get. It's a little different.
Well, if you're going to see something.
I mean, I guess the locations where they filmed Dexter.
Okay. Film location of Dexter, then.
Done for the day.
Not South Beach. You're not going to down.
Well, no.
All right, Merez, who are you trashing?
This goes back to my block party. I have had it with old people and freaking coffee at their damn parties.
Oh, boy.
All right? I don't know what it is about certain family members over the age of 75 years old. I get it, you're not going to partake in either the alcohol or, heaven forbid, an iced tea at a party like
Or
this.
the ice luge.
Or the ice luge. Everybody's partying, having a good time, music's blasting, adult beverages to be had, the grill's going barbecue. And around 5 o'clock as dinner's out, I get tapped on my shoulder and asked to make a coffee. make a coffee. I'm just going to say Danielle's grandmother wanted me to make her a freaking coffee at 5 o'clock. So, okay, I have to stop having my good time, pause the wiffle ball game to fire up that Keurig machine and make her a cup of coffee.
In the middle of your wiffle ball machine?
I was not happy.
Grandma?
45 seconds remaining. $30 remaining. $15 seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
Welcome back, Maggie and Perloff Show. We get back to our Lane Kiffin discussion in just a moment. We know one job that Lane's not taking. Kansas City Chiefs. They've got a coach, Andy Reid. People rejoicing in Kansas City, Pearl, because he was finally committed to running the ball. But let's welcome in Carrington Harrison. Does a fantastic job. 96.5 The Fan in Kansas City. He's on 2 to 6 in the afternoons. It's one of our sister stations. Carrington, thanks for the time. How you doing?
Hey, good morning. Happy to come on with you guys. I don't even know what there is to discuss with Lane Kiffin. He's going to be taking the LSU job on Friday.
Well, that's the big debate, right? Is he doing everything right here? Is he doing everything wrong? And how he's going about this whole thing. But
will he bring in Nick Saban as a defensive coordinator at LSU, too?
Well, I mean, we all know Lane Kiffin's MO. He's been a job hopper since day one. Now that he has an opportunity to take one of the 3 best jobs in college football, you think he was staying at Oxford, Mississippi? No, that man's about to be eating beignets by Saturday morning.
It sounds lovely. Love to be there with him doing it. Okay, let's talk about the Kansas City Chiefs, though. And Carrington, if we had given you some truth serum the moment that Kareem Hunt put the ball on the field as far as fumbling to start the fourth quarter, Kansas City was down 20-9, staring the season basically in the face. What would you have thought, and what did you think in that moment?
Well, I mean, now you're injecting me with truth serum. When that happened, I texted my producer that we were going to leave the show with the NFL draft guest, like, because the season was over. That's what I was thinking. Like, that was going through my mind. I led the show with this yesterday on my show. I think that was as down as the Chiefs have been since the fourth quarter of the first Super Bowl. They were down 20-10 with less than 8 minutes to go against San Francisco. You don't win that game. San Francisco have been dominating the Chiefs up to that point. Now, we obviously know how things turned around. I mean, that was the exact same feeling, I think, on Sunday. But then something just switched with the Chiefs. I mean, after that point, Indianapolis had 4 drives. They went 12 plays with 13 yards after the Kareem Hunt fumble. Patrick Mahomes after the Kareem Hunt fumble, 11 of 17 for 160 yards passing and 22 rush yards. I don't know what happened. I don't know what changed with the Kansas City Chiefs, but they went from, I mean, as down as you could possibly be to saving their season in the span of about 15 minutes.
You know what's funny about them, though? Maggie and I have been talking a lot about how there are these fourth quarter drives where Patrick Mahomes will have a 3 and out. It happened even on Sunday. They were deep in their own territory. Is something slightly missing in these fourth quarter scenarios? Because we all expect if Mahomes ever gets a chance late in the game that it's a guaranteed scoring drive, but he's missing some of them this year.
Yeah, I mean, that happened in the Broncos game as well. I mean, they had those back-to-back 3 and outs where they had an opportunity to potentially win that game, and they just left the door open, and then Bo Nix went down the field. I mean, that's kind of been a big talking point of, you know, I think the expectation in the first part of the season was when the Chiefs got back Rashee Rice, they were about to take flight. Their offense was going to transform, and it looked that way immediately. You remember they had those 2 games against Washington and Vegas where their offense was fantastic, And then something has just switched, at least when it comes with this team. I got to give a lot of credit to Indianapolis. I think they're a very, very good team. The run game for Kansas City has just been a concern. There's not a lot of explosiveness in their run game, but they certainly stuck with it. Kareem Hunt got 30 carries on Sunday, and that was very valuable. But I think everyone's trying to figure out how to get this offense to the next level.
Carrington Harrison is joining us, 96.5 The Fan, in Kansas City, afternoon host. You can listen to him 2 to 6 o'clock this afternoon, and he'll be on Infinity Sports Network this weekend. So the offense, I thought the defense was really what changed in this Colts game. I thought all of a sudden Steve Spagnuolo was like, wait a minute, I could just send a blitz on Daniel Jones, and he doesn't know what the hell's going on. And Jones, all of a sudden, they have totally abandoned the run. Just started throwing the ball, and Daniel Jones could not find any of his receivers. Carrington, is this defense good enough to be a Super Bowl contender?
I actually want to answer the first. Yeah, I actually want to address the part you said about Daniel Jones. I'm officially out on the Indianapolis Colts. Yeah. They're a nice story. They're a good team. They're going to win 12 games. They're going to have a good season. I'm sure their fans will buy T-shirts because they win their division. There's no chance you're telling me that quarterback is going on the road in 2 consecutive weeks against playoff teams and winning. That team's not going to the Super Bowl. I saw them against Pittsburgh. He was a turnover machine. I saw them against Kansas City. I mean, all they really needed was probably 2 first downs in the fourth quarter, and they probably win that game just because of time of possession and those things, and they can't do it. In those 12 plays I told you, I mean, they threw the ball 9 times and got 5 yards out of those throws. They were very over-reliant on Daniel Jones at the end of the game, and he just couldn't come through. To answer the question about the Chiefs, the problem that I think the Chiefs defense is going to run into is they don't force turnovers, they don't get sacks. It's hard to get off the field routinely against good offenses and good quarterbacks if you don't do one of those 2 things. So I think as the Chiefs defense is moving forward, you either got to continue to take more chances and try to get sacks. So on third down, maybe you don't force a turnover, but you get off the field with a big sack, or they just got to start forcing fumbles or taking the ball away via interception. But those are 2 major flaws with their defense. They are bottom 5 in turnovers forced. They've only forced 9 so far this season, and they are 23rd in sacks.
I can't even imagine what the rating is going to be on Thursday at 4:30 in Dallas for the Chiefs Cowboys. It's a pressure game for both teams. Both must win. Let me just ask first about that. Like, in a moment like this, who responds better to having all those eyeballs on them in the must-win situation? The Chiefs with Patrick Mahomes or the Cowboys with Dak Prescott?
You mentioned the rating. I mean, I think it's going to be the most watched regular season game ever. I think that's what we're staring at, just especially now with just all the different avenues in which you can watch NFL games. I think we're talking about just a massive number, especially if the game is close late. And I think most people expect the game to be close late. I mean, I think you would have to say Kansas City in that scenario, just given how many big-time pressure games that they've played in. But I'm 100% with you. Like, both of these teams need this game. The Chiefs just don't have many tiebreakers if you're looking at from the wild card perspective. The Chiefs don't have the tiebreaker against Buffalo. They lost. The Chiefs don't have the tiebreaker against Jacksonville. The Chiefs probably won't have the tiebreaker against the Chargers, even if they beat them, because the Chargers are probably going to have a better record in the AFC West and also a better record in the AFC. The Chiefs still have a losing record against AFC teams. So, I mean, the Chiefs probably don't get in at 10-7. They probably have to be 11-6 or better to make the postseason. And Dallas, I didn't think they were making the playoffs. And then you pull that game off on Sunday against the Eagles, and you start thinking, maybe the Cowboys can get themselves back into it. They got an explosive offense. Their defense is playing a lot better than it was at the beginning of the season. So, yeah, I mean, both of these teams are in the exact same spot where they both need the game equally.
Carrington Harrison joining us for just another minute. He's from 96.5 The Fan in Kansas City. Okay, so does this seem right to you, Carrington, that if you look on DraftKings right now, the first AFC team with the best odds to win the Super Bowl is the Kansas City Chiefs? Is that right?
Well, this is what I think is happening. I think Vegas knows that you can't sell the Chiefs at a discount. That if the Chiefs just get in and you gave people odds at 8-1, 10-1 for them to go to the Super Bowl, then I think the public would just hop in on that number. I think it's more related to that than anything. I mean, I'm looking at, like, if you ask me today, who is the favorite in the AFC, I would say New England. I think New England is going to be the 1 seed, and I think it's going to be really difficult to go into that place and win. But if you're looking at the rest of the AFC, I mean, everybody is flawed. New England, their starting quarterback has never played in a postseason game before. that matters. Denver, their offense is very, very spotty where, I mean, they've just walked to the edge a couple of times and it feels like somebody just needs to give them a push over and you can eliminate that team. Kansas City's not the same team that they were. Baltimore was terrible the first half of the season, and now they're on fire. Buffalo can't stop anybody on defense. So I think there's just so many questions about everybody. So I think the feeling is if Kansas City can find their way into the tournament, they will be a favorite in every game that they play.
Yeah, and let's fast forward. Say they do get in the playoffs. How are they generally as a road playoff team? I mean, we know some of the big games, but obviously I imagine it's a pretty big split between home and away. I know they've gone through the road to get there. Why should we be confident with them if they have to go to New England, if they have to go maybe to Denver?
I mean, I think the answer is just they're the Chiefs. I mean, they've only had two, which is crazy to think. They've only had 2 road playoff games during this entire stretch. They won both of those road playoff games, but no, they've only had 2 during this entire journey. I really think the answer is they're the Chiefs. Like, the Colts, to me, are a better team than Kansas City. I thought they were going into it, but just the Chiefs just always figure it out. Always at the last minute, they do it. Now, this season, I think the question is, are they going to do it? There's other mistakes that they need to clean up this season. Their special teams is not good. Jawan Taylor, their right tackle, number 74, 4 separate times this season, he has committed a penalty that has negated a touchdown. The Chiefs just make more mistakes this season than they have in the past. But I just think the hope is if the Chiefs can just figure it out in the final 6 weeks of the season and they're hot going into the postseason, you will take your chance in a game in which Patrick Mahomes is the starting quarterback and Bo Nix is on the other side, or Drake May is on the other side, or Justin Herbert. I think that's the hope, is that the Chiefs just have the best player in the National Football League on their team, so you'll take your chances every time in a single elimination game.
Carrington, last one. Who's actually playing better right now, Patrick Mahomes or Dak Prescott?
I mean, probably Dak. I mean, I would say Dak. I never thought about it that way. Yeah, no, Dak Prescott is playing better than Patrick Mahomes. The thing about Dak, though, is, to me, he's at this, like, certain level in his career with, like, nothing he does in the regular season matters. Like, Dak Prescott could throw 7 touchdown passes on Sunday or Thursday and put together the best game. No one will care. I won't care. You guys won't care. The question will be, can you do it in January? He won't do it in January. They'll go on the road to Seattle and they'll lose 37-10, and then we'll all make fun of the Cowboys the next day. So we've done this with Dak Prescott before. Dak will put up these really big numbers. It'll be really impressive, and then they'll get smoked in the first round of the playoffs. So this season will be no different.
Well, luckily, he's not the holder, so he can't have a total redo of the Romo botched playoff game against Seattle all those years ago. Listen, Carrington, thanks so much for the time. Love listening to you, breaking down the Chiefs on 96.5 The Fan in Kansas City, and listening to you on the Infinity Sports Network. Enjoy the holiday, and thank you.
Absolutely. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for having me today.
Going to be interesting. Also, how the Chiefs stop CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens.
You know what I'm betting? I'm betting on, and I'm looking up now. Patrick Mahomes is going to run so much in this game. With the playoffs on the line, if it's close in the fourth quarter, he is going to put it on his shoulders, and I guarantee
you have his rushing prop?
Yeah, I'm looking up right now. So, okay, Mahomes rushing prop. Oh, I don't have the total over. Hold on, give me a sec. Vamp for a sec.
Well, I got to go to break. Manny keeps telling me, go to break. He's just saying,
oh, wait, stop. I'm almost there.
Nope.
Wait,
Gonna have to tease it. We'll find out on the other side. What is Patrick Mahomes' rushing prop for Thursday's game against the Dallas Cowboys?
Well, it might change because I'm about to put a big bet on it right this second.
888-710-4ISN. Don't move.
You're in a 5-minute break.
Beyonce's in the wrong because she gave the stink face, which opened up the door to death threats.
Yeah, now look, she's not nearly as in the wrong as the death threats and the Beehive were. I mean, just a flock of losers, those people.
You're calling the Beehives, Beyonce superfans, losers.
If you're that much a super fan of any celebrity, you are by definition a loser. You need to get a life. If you, like, obsess over Beyonce, she could care less of it. Now, she might appreciate your fandom and put money in her pocket. You're a loser. You're a complete loser.
Now, you cried over Derek Jeter retiring.
Sure I cried.
And Ryan
but
Callahan leaving the Rangers.
Yeah, did I send death threats to the Tampa Bay Lightning general manager? No.
Did you wish death on David Gettleman recently?
No, I did not. I would never do that.
No, Murat's not a death guy.
No, that's my point. If you get that crazy that you feel the need, like you're a real army, that you need to fight for some celebrity, you really, like, seriously, you have some serious troubling issues.
That's loserville.
You're a loser. You're a complete loser. You're worse than anybody that would take off the Monday after a WWE pay-per-view event.
That's true.
Oh, my.
I mean, but seriously,
Wow,
again.
that's a low blow.
Again, with
Wow.
this guy thinking he has any ground to make these criticisms. Again, you cried about Ryan. You cried as an adult male.
You like tennis. We're all losers in our own way.
I don't cry over it.
I feel as if I just got out of prison. I really do. I feel as if I'm looking around, the sky's brighter. It's new life.
You have your life back.
Right. It's refreshing. The Eli conversation for 3 years, 4 years, discussing, is he done? Whose fault is it that he looks like this? Is he a Hall of Fame? Like, it's been intoxicating, insufferable, and I've had to defend him and then be honest about him, and that's all done now. I could just move on and breathe. I could breathe. I could watch Giant football and just breathe and enjoy the season again.
I'm glad you're not overthinking this, likening it to being in prison.
No, it
and
is.
Clearly,
It is.
by your social media posts, you've been having a terrible time watching football on Sunday last couple of years.
I have, and now it's just... You idiots! I'll give it to you now. The stuffing serves as the bread. You're going to have Thanksgiving leftover sandwiches with stuffing waffle bread, like sliders, but you don't let me finish. You think I'm just making stuffing and waffles? Of course not, you morons. It's turkey. It's cranberry sauce in between 2 waffle stuffing pans. That's going to be the food, and now you ruined it. Thinking I'm boiling water in a waffle maker. Just let me do my job. I'm the food guy. One dipsy doodle, and we've...
Next London game.
Let you do it.
You're just cooking leftovers.
Stupid. I should have never... In a different way.
With dip.
You have turkey for 4 days. I'm giving you something different here,
But
and
wait,
now
wait,
it's
wait.
screwed up.
It's not mashed potatoes. It's mashed dipsy doodles.
Quote,
in a waffle iron.
You're just making leftovers.
Guy puts away sandwiches for months, taking people up for breakfast. Now I'm just making leftovers.
Just saying.
I really can't make it anymore with the food.
1 minute, 30 seconds remaining.
Karaoke. Pete the Body Bilotti. Cue the music.
Isn't anybody calling? You don't have to answer. Leave them hanging on the line.
1 minute remaining.
Calling. Oh, calling Gloria. Gloria. I think they got your number. Calling those cows, Gloria.
45
I
seconds
think
remaining.
you got the alias, Gloria, that you've been living under, Gloria. But you really don't remember. Was it something that they said? All
30
the
seconds
voices
remaining.
in your head. Call it Gloria. Gloria.
Oh, God.
How's it gonna go down?
15 seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
All right, the Defensive Player of the Week is brought to you by Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. I got a choice. Maggie, I don't know if you have one. That I was watching this weekend, and I thought, oh, this got to be the Defensive Player of the Week.
I was watching last night and thought we had many candidates.
Oh, definitely true. How about Cardinals defensive tackle Walter Nolan getting the interception and almost getting the end zone, and his gigantic body spilling out of his uniform as he jumped? That was my favorite play of the weekend. I love when big men do something. That guy is a monster. Unfortunately, I was looking up the highlight, and it says Walter Nolan ruled out with knee injury. He can't get on the field consistently, but that he's awesome. He's like Jalen Carter 2.0. I hope that he gets to play consistently because he's a force. So I'm going to Walter Nolan.
I think that EJ either went with J.C. Horn, who had 2 interceptions last night, or Jair Brown, who also had 2 interceptions last night. It was an interception fest on Monday Night Football.
Guys, I think he was kind of dopey for his decisions in the offseason, but you can't lie. Myles Garrett is pretty damn good.
You're the Browns. I know the fans might get frustrated, but...
Oh, man. Myles Garrett just swats the ball out of the hand of Geno Smith. And it's recovered by the Browns. Malik Collins recovers it.
That is Myles Garrett, your defensive player of the week. He had 3 sacks over the weekend against the Las Vegas Raiders. That was 3 of 10 sacks against the Las Vegas Raiders. Myles Garrett putting together what could potentially be a defensive player of the year performance despite playing on one of the worst teams in the NFL. Myles Garrett leading the league in sacks with 18. He could break the record in a week or two. It's insane. Myles Garrett, your defensive player of the week.
All right, yeah. So
I thought he was kind of like, it's like Michael Jordan MVP. You don't give it to Myles Garrett, right? Like, that's so obvious.
He's almost too good not to give it to him this year.
He had 3 sacks.
No,
on
I
Sunday.
mean, say defensive player of the week. Like, you can't do Myles. Yeah,
Right,
but I know,
he
but
had 3 sacks this week.
It's like his worst game in a month.
Good point.
I'm just saying, like, he's like Michael Jordan MVP.
I see,
You
yeah.
spread it around a little bit. Have you done TJ? Not TJ. I'm sorry, Myles Garrett.
I don't know if I have.
I don't think you have either.
Yeah, I did J.C. Horn a couple of weeks ago against my Jets. That was painful, so I couldn't go back to J.C. Horn again. J.C. Horn is nice, by the way. He's so good.
I know. I hope he's not out for a long time
Yeah,
with
seriously.
the concussion. That was a scary update that Lisa Salters had last night. Or was it, I'm sorry. It was the other one.
It was Laura
Rutledge. Excuse me. The other one. It was Laura, the other award-winning.
Women respecting women.
Other award-winning journalist on the sideline. Laura, who does a great job. 22.5 is the record, obviously, right? The Strahan record. He's playing the San Francisco 49ers.
They hand the ball off a lot.
I was going to say, I don't think it's happening this week.
I would not put anything past Myles Garrett, and especially the way Brock Purdy be running around. If he gets kind of, we mentioned that caller mentioned earlier how they beat them a couple years ago in that game. Brock Purdy was 12-27. He was sacked 3 times in that game.
Okay, but don't you think this is more likely to come at home against the Titans on December 7th?
I got Cam Moore back there. Yeah, that's a
Cam
lot.
holds on to the ball, holds on to the ball a little long. I don't mean to laugh. He's fun to watch, but we.
I mean, we keeping the buck right now. We ass.
Hey, he played okay against the Seahawks this week. I mean,
They
Seahawks
came
are
back in that
pretty
game.
tough, and he had a pretty good game. Cam Ward potentially against Shador Sanders in a couple of weeks. Oh,
That's
talk
fun.
about a rivalry.
If Shador can hang on to the job.
Yeah,
that will literally be the most unwatchable game in the entire NFL
Oh, come on.
schedule.
That would be the most hyped game if we were back in March.
I know, but actually, the actual play on the field would be impossible to bear.
It'd be funny. It's like, oh, is this the first and second overall pick in the draft? It's like, no, it was first and then
100
160, whatever. Let's get to Bogush, who's got the latest headline.
These headlines are sponsored by Skechers. Watch the Skechers World Champions Cup this December 4th, 5th, and 7th on ESPN and ABC. As we've been discussing all morning, in the first half of Monday Night Football, Brock Purdy was better at throwing to the Panthers than his Niners. 3 picks, although Troy Aikman forgave him for the 3rd. Purdy says he'll be fine.
The greats and the good quarterbacks, man, they don't dwell on the past. They're able to, go through some bumpy, trials and stuff, and then learn from it and keep going. So that's the challenge ahead of me, and I'm excited for it.
Hope we all noticed the self-edit. Good quarterbacks do this and that. The Niners played it safe in the second half. Purdy threw no more picks, and they grinded out a 29 win over the Panthers. The San Francisco defense only allowed 3 points after those picks, including snatching a Bryce Young throw in the end zone. Young held to 169 yards after a franchise record 448 2 Sundays ago. Rico Dowdle only running for 38 in this one. Christian McCaffrey, 89 yards on the ground, 53 receiving, and a rushing touchdown against his original team. Now, this one ended with Niners receiver Juwan Jennings drilling Panthers safety Trevon Merrick in the face mask because Merrick might have drilled him in the groin during the game. Kyle Shanahan had Jennings back postgame.
The guy took a cheap shot and hit him in the and I was real proud of Juwan for not losing his mind out there and get him to the sideline.
Merrick blamed Jennings' overly physical blocking for any issues they might
come on,
have
bro.
had
It's football.
last night.
So is he going to get suspended now for this Browns game that we're talking about?
I hope not.
Juwan Jennings?
This was not like a I don't know. I hope not.
I mean, you get suspended for spitting. Would you not get suspended for a punch?
Was it a punch, really? I keep watching it. It looked like more like a mush. We keep doing this thing where we calling everything a punch.
Yeah, no,
this is more like
there's
a mush.
difference. There's a difference.
I also like, by the way, I mean, I know we always say this is the soft era of athletes, but this feels like an F around and find out era of athletes because we saw Jalen Ramsey go after Chase for spitting.
Yeah.
And, now we got this guy, who Juwan Jennings was like, all right, you're going to do this? Watch this.
Jalen Carter spit on a dude.
Oh, I don't know.
The dude, Dak Prescott.
Yeah, that guy.
Ramsey's. Yeah, have you guys been watching what he's been doing? He hit a guy again late.
Well, I mean, that's been the story of Jalen Ramsey's career, has it not?
But he's a lot bigger, and he's really throwing guys around.
I'm not defending Ramsey for any early
everybody
late
wants
hit he
to,
had on Chase.
Everybody wants to fight Ramsey.
Yeah, I'm just talking about the fact that if you do something that crosses the line, it seems like guys are more willing to say, you know what, I'm just going to fight you now. And that's
Chase wanted to fight Ramsey early in the game, and he couldn't because he had to stay in the game.
I'd watch that.
Ramsey had to stay in the game, too, and he did not care.
I think it depends on the sport.
He's not Jamar Chase.
I don't think in basketball they're not doing that still.
No, I mean football.
Just football.
This is a purely football take. In the NFL, I feel like we're seeing guys just be like, oh, okay, you're going to do something underhanded? All right, watch this. Pow, right
overhanded.
to the face. Yeah.
EJ, Manny, bad news for you guys. The Knicks cannot win the NBA title this season.
Why?
The Pistons extending their win streak to 13 last night, 122-117 in Indiana. The previous two Piston teams to win 13 straight. The 89-90 Pistons, the 03-04 Pistons were the NBA champs. So see you guys next year.
Is Ben Wallace or Isaiah Thomas walking through that door?
No, but Jalen Duren is.
I'll throw my hot coffee right at you.
But one problem is both the Pistons and the Knicks might eventually face the Thunder. So winning the title, that's the only thing. I like your streak here, but the Thunder seems like a problem.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see. Let's check back with UConn head coach Dan Hurley, who is doing everything possible to keep tryptophan off the court this week. His wife, Andrea, just did a sit-down with ESPN and told her husband to make sure he keeps coaching well.
When I leave to go to Jersey, if I'm not there for the night, he can't even order food on his phone.
Good Lord.
So
He sounds useless.
he's useless. He better do this job right, because other than that, forget about it.
Women love an independent gentleman like that, don't they, Maggie?
She said she was the boss of the house.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that off of the 7-second clip that you played.
Apparently, she also told him that Jay Wright doesn't take out the garbage. So why should I take out the garbage?
Because Jay.
Wait, what?
That's what
Mrs. Hurley said that?
Yeah, Mrs. Hurley said that. That's what she told him. Because she told him tries to give him chores.
Yeah.
One of them, I guess, taking out the garbage. He's like, "Do you think Jay Wright was taking out the garbage?"
He said that.
Yeah.
He said Jay Wright.
First of all, you think Andrea Hurley knows who the hell Jay Wright is?
Well, yes. She comes from a college basketball family, doesn't she?
He's been a coach long enough that they've 100% ran across the rights at something.
Totally.
100%.
I think so. I don't think she's one of those like wives who doesn't know what's going on. I think she's.
I get the opposite vibe. I think she's just like.
No,
but apparently she didn't want to go to L.A. with the Lakers because she's like, I'm the queen of
New
stores
Jersey.
Yeah.
in Jersey. Like, why would I leave here? Like, I think she's just all about
Like
the
a
town.
soprano.
No, I think that now you guys got a vamp for me. I think she comes from a basketball family.
I've got a hot take. Dan Hurley, he's off his rocker.
Yeah.
Also, she's enabling him. Put your foot down for once.
He's trying. He keeps saying Jay Wright wouldn't do this.
But do it again and keep doing it until he takes out the damn trash.
Well, but here's
Put
the
a
thing.
motorized thing on it. We saw it in Montana State.
Hey, that was last week's B-Mock. This is also, I realize, the classic male-female, like breaking up the chores.
Sure.
Like garbage is definitely the guy's domain.
Equal rights. Go ahead.
That's how I cut my finger off.
Yes, you're breaking down boxes. And
That
now,
my wife bought and didn't break down herself.
Uh-oh.
And now I've passed this on to my son. So now I don't let him go near the road, obviously, because he's only 6. But now my kid's job is to bring the garbage cans up to the garage.
He hates you.
Wow, that's young.
I just said, get your little hands here, and then you tip the garbage can on the wheels, EJ. It's wheels. They're empty.
They're bigger than him, though, aren't they?
By a lot. It's actually funny. I'll take a video sometime.
I don't want any evidence on my phone.
I kind of want to see this.
No, you can't even see the person. It just looks like the garbage cans are moving
walking
on their
trash
own.
can?
Like,
What is this?
like they're haunted.
What is like the 1910s when like the 10-year-olds or in like the coal mines or whatever.
Yeah, taking up the garbage is the coal mines. same. I don't let him go near the road. I bring it up from the road, and then
Maggie's got her kid going through, tiny crevices in between machines like it's the 1920s again.
All right, get your little hands here to sew these little sneakers together.
The cotton gin or something.
Side note, how about the Gray Mansion? How long is this walk? It's a
come on.
two-person walk from the curb to the house.
I
got 10
first you have to
steps.
go through the gate.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
Cross the moat, pet the dragon.
Well, with his little
Say hello
legs.
to security.
I get it from the road. He brings it up the hill.
This is a real castle.
He's twice as many steps as I am because his little legs are so small.
This is a real
Yeah, and like a castle right now, our dishwasher also
There's
doesn't
real
work.
crocodiles in there.
I told you guys I don't have a microwave. I live in the wilderness.
You choose to not have a microwave. Yeah. You have the power for one, the electricity, and the space, it sounds like.
Yeah. Living in the wilderness is not an aspect of this.
Maggie, do you live in like Aaron Rodgers' old home? Like,
Yeah, exactly. We have
Marie Antoinette was getting all down.
Is that her son's voice?
Oh my gosh.
By the way, best thing about city living, EJ, having the trash chute right outside your door. Oh,
I love that.
Heaven on
Just
earth.
disappears. You don't have to think about it.
Walk 3 steps and you never think about it again.
Yeah, but I had battles with that thing, like getting the bag into the
Oh, yeah,
chute.
yeah, yeah. I
That
know what
is
you're
the
talking
tricky
about.
part,
Yeah.
yeah. Because they're never big enough. I'm
And then
why
the
don't you
bag
make
breaks
this-
and
are
all
you guys
the...
the size of Maggie's child?
Now
you,
who's
man.
complaining? You can't get the bag down the laundry chute? How do you live?
Just make the chute bigger. Why do they make these things so damn small?
Because they don't want you to put a body down there.
Or you guys can get your weight
Fair.
up. Go
New
to the
York
gym.
City, I'm not surprised. There probably are some bodies down there.
Just get your weight up, man. Lift more, heavier. It'll be easier.
Nothing to do with lifting, man.
What are you
Man, what are you
talking about?
talking about?
Sure, I'll play it.
It's a shame that's where we got to leave
We
it.
can lift the garbage.
Imagine what tomorrow's show is going to be like. Sheesh. All right. Thank you, EJ Stewart, Manny Rodriguez, Andrew Bogish, Andrew Kaplan. Thank you to Carrington Harrison, who joined us from Kansas City. Tomorrow, we got a whole lot of holiday fun for you. See you.
You're in a 5-minute break.